Yesterday, you said tomorrow. So just do it! Make your dreams come true!
Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Backstage with Alan J. Are you ready?
You what?
And now, your host, Al Silva.
Who? Mr. Inconsistent himself is back, people, for another episode of Backstage with Alan J. I keep forgetting to update this logo because I was like, getting ready. That was before. New channel, we're ready. We're locked in. We're just not ready on time. We're going to get there, people. I'm sorry, it's just practice for my band is Tuesdays, and every time it just goes too late, bro. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. We're going to get there. Eventually, Tuesdays will 10 p.m. 10 on the dot. Ideally, it's 9, but I didn't want to promise that.
Yeah,
I can't do that.
Can't be doing that.
Jason, welcome aboard to another episode. How you doing?
I'm doing great.
Fantastic. Now, I thought, hey, you know, we do this every Tuesday, and then I always go, hey, we can't have this show go later than midnight. And then every time it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, next morning, next day. We would be perfect Twitch streamers. We could stream for hours and hours and hours, and that's what Twitch wants, too. They're like, yeah, keep them on the platform.
Yeah.
Easy. This would be nothing for us. YouTube is harder.
Stand perfectly still.
You got to be a more condensed in YouTube. So I thought, big brain, why don't I just not prepare as much for the show? Big brain, if we don't have as much prepared, there's not as much to talk about. Duh. But there was a really big story that we're going to talk about today. And I have a story time that I'm going to talk about from what happened last weekend. And then we got a few clips. So I was like, boom, boom, 1, 2, 3, in and out. That's all we need. So why don't we go ahead, kick up the pregame, and we're doing story time.
It's time for the pregame.
No! What are you waiting for? Do it!
Ooh, yeah. Ooh. All right, everybody. So I actually just got back from a weekend bonanza. Just want to load up Facebook here so I can show you guys what it's all about. And so, as you know, from a couple weeks ago, I said, oh, I'm doing the secret side project, and we're not going to tell anybody, but we're going to do our first show this Saturday. So I was like, all right, fantastic. Well, it's time for the show. And so I went up there Friday thinking, you know, we never have practiced. Ever, except for that one Battle of the Bands impromptu right then and there, 20 minutes before the show. We're like, "Ooh, how does it go?" Bum, 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 bum. And we're like, "Oh, we'll do it." It's called like F it, we're doing it live. You know, was it Bill O'Reilly? He's like, "All right, we're doing it live." That's how we were doing it. And so this time we're like, "Hey, we're going to be a little more prepared. Let's get together on Friday. We'll go to Zachary's drummer's house for his other band." And we'll practice, we'll get some rehearsal, couple hours in, and then we can probably get some more practice in on Saturday before the show, and then we'll do the show. So we're like, yeah, sounds good. Now, Zachary lives by like Bay City or Saginaw or something like that. I think it's Saginaw because we drove to Bay City afterwards. And so he's like 2 hours away. So I swing by Detroit, I pick up Mario, and I was like, all right, well, let's go. So then we go, and it's a 2-hour journey. So by the time we get to Zachary's, especially after I get off work in Ann Arbor at 5, go all the way to Detroit by 6, and then all the way up to Zachary's, it's like 8. But then we had to stop and get some food. So we ate at that Burger Mix that I did the video for that one day because I had to show the caribou the big. And I got some footage of him eating this big old burger too. And even the caribou, and the boy eats. The boy eats, but he's like, look at this big-ass burger. He's like, well, this is crazy. And so I got a little clip of that. So I'm going to make it. I haven't done that yet, but I'm going to make it. I seen that place posted the video I made for him on their Instagram, and it's gotten like hundreds of views. I couldn't see how much exactly because it doesn't show you as the non-creator, but I did see it got like almost 100 likes. So I'm thinking likes are harder to come by than views. So I'm like, it probably has a ton of views, which is pretty cool.
Right.
So what was funny was when I came in, one of the guys recognized me. And he was like, hey, it was one of the workers, not like the owners or anything. And he was like, hey, and I was like, hey, I brought caribou. He wants to try the big. I was like, man, I hope they give it to us for free. That's what I was thinking. Like, oh, it's that guy that made the commercial. But once I make Caribou's commercial and I tag it, they're going to be like, guys, come on in. I told Mario we should get sponsored by them. Because we went there, as I picked up Mario, at 6:30. You thinking prime dinner time, right? 6:30 on a Friday? absolutely dead. We were the only customers. I said, this is crazy. This is insane because this place is good.
This is madness.
It's madness. It's Dearborn. And so, like, I'm like, we got to do something for this business because the food is really good. And, like, I tried the Wyoming burger because it's on the street, Wyoming Street. And it's essentially kind of like a Big Mac because it has special sauce and stuff like that, but it doesn't have the third bun, and it doesn't have two patties. It's like a Big Mac that's normal, and it tastes fantastic, and the fries are off the hook. Like, everything's fantastic about this freaking thing. So I was like, we got to do something. So I figured I'll make a couple more commercials, and then I'll just reach out to them like, hey, I want to get sponsored by you guys. And they'll be like, what does that mean? You give us free food, and we'll talk about you all the time.
Yeah.
We'll say, hey, guys, this episode's brought to you by the Big Burger Mix or whatever. The Burger Mix.
Yeah, you can't mess up their name.
Can't mess up the name, but I'd get it right, and I'd put a graphic on the screen and everything. Nice. So that might be, I'm going to really try to make that happen for sure. And all we want is free food. That's it. Free food. Easy. Because at this rate, they're probably throwing stuff away. I mean, they're so dead. Like, it's perishable. So I think that's a win-win. So then we head up to Zachary's. By the time we get to Zachary's, it's like 9. Right? And then he's like, oh, we got to stop at Walmart. So we go to the Walmart by their house, and, we had to pick up brewskis and some liquor and whatever. And so by the time we're done with Walmart, it's like 9:30. And then we call up Chance, his drummer, and we're like, hey, we're still good to come over? And he's like, oh, it's a bit late. It's a bit late now. I don't think so, guys. It's a bit late. Come over tomorrow or whatever. And we're like, oh, okay. And me and Mario are looking at each other like, we're screwed. We're absolutely screwed. There's no way. We got like 10 songs this time. Before it was just 3 songs that we've already heard a million times because they were like played in my other band. But these were like 10 songs. 7 of them are brand new. So we're like, there's no way. We're gone. We're cooked. And so then Zachary was like, no, we'll be able to practice tomorrow at Chance's. So then the next day comes and we wake up and he took us to get Indian. And I was really against it, to be honest, because it's not that I don't like Indians. It's just like, I don't know, when I'm thinking of like, oh, I'm really hungry. Indian's not like, oh, I gotta get some Indian. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It's like my experiences
Kinda dry,
with it were good, but like,
spicy.
It's nothing like, oh, I gotta have that. Like when you had your fajitas for the first time, you're like, I gotta have fajitas. So good or something. I don't know. It's just not the same. So he took me to this Indian place and it was good, but the problem was it was expensive as hell. And I'm thinking, and the Indians, they're right next to China. You go to Chinese, they give you a ton of food and it's cheap. The Indians, they give you like an okay amount of food and it's expensive. What's up with that? It's not like, come on now.
It's like
what's up with that?
The money making.
You think that's right? They're just like, bro, I got to get those margins better. I don't know. I won't say anything beyond that, but I'm just saying you get less food and it's twice as expensive at the Chinese place. Like
it was probably supposed to have more than you got. But.
Maybe that's what it was, but it did fine. So then we get down to lunch and we're like, hey, Chance, can we come over and drum? And he's like, oh, I'm at work. Oh, no, can't do it. We're like, damn, we're screwed. We're absolutely screwed. We're not going to have any practice. And Zachary's like, no, it's okay. We'll just practice at the venue. And I'm like, Zachary, how are we going to practice at the venue? He's like, bro, it's so chill, bro. It's just chill. Don't worry about it. So we get to the venue at 4:30, and Chance is just arriving with his drum kit. He sets it up. And so Zachary's like, let's just rehearsal. And I'm like, there's people here. I can't be drumming. Bum, 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 bum. Drums are loud as hell. And I'm like, people are trying to enjoy their coffee and drinks. They know the show doesn't start till 6. I'm like, bro, I don't know. So I sat there while him and Mario were like learning the chords and stuff like that. And I was like, I'm just winging it, bro. I'm like straight up winging it. I can't be bashing on these drums. So then 6 o'clock comes and we're like, all right, time to go. And we went into it. And what's funny is our name is called Sleazy Evan. And half of it is, I mean, honestly, it's a joke in itself. The whole thing's a joke. But our slogan, we made a slogan on Facebook here. And the slogan is raw, fun, sleazy. That's like if we had to condense it to 3 words: raw, fun, and sleazy. So it was raw as hell. I mean, it is like first of all, it is like garage punk anyway, but because it's extra, because it was super sloppy and everything, everybody's like, oh, okay. It's just like, oh, par for the course. But I'm thinking, no, bro, we were making shit up. I couldn't tell what Mario was doing at points. Zachary was like, they're doing something. Like, we were all at points confused, but because we're all musicians, we're all like, jamming, and I'm drumming, so I'm just like, I think this is a chorus. I don't know what's going on for certain songs. We just made it up, and then when I thought, okay, it's been about 2.5 minutes because the songs are kind of short, I was like, time to end it. And we would just end it on time too. So people were like, we're making it up. We're making it all up. We were so confused. We were talking after the show. We're like, damn, there was large portions of that set. We're like, it's gibberish. It's fugazi. It's all make-believe.
It's just a jam session.
It's just a jam session. But they were like, oh, yeah, that was good. That was some sleazy stuff. We're like, yeah, that's us. Raw, fun, sleazy Evan. And there was a couple cuties there, too. And I was actually proud of Mario, my boy there, because he was laying the game. You know what I mean? He was getting the game down on 2 chicks at the same time. I was just letting him cook. I wasn't going to be like, oh, let me get one of them or whatever. I was like so proud of Mario. I was like, I'm going to let this boy. I was sitting right next to him too, and I'm just listening to him, and he's like engaging in conversations and diverting his attention to both of them. You know what I mean? Like doing it properly. Like, talking to one chick, blah, blah, and but like you, Becca, like you're blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? And I'm just like, wow, Mario, this is good stuff. The boy got game. And the one girl was like, the one girl was all right, but the one girl was like really cute, super, super pretty, beautiful eyes, like everything. And she was like super into it. And so that was really cool. So we had fun. It was nice, but damn, it was a sloppy, sleazy mess or whatever. I have a couple clips, but I wanted to show you guys our page. I sent it to every one of my friends list except for like Garrett, Dylan, anybody knows Garrett or Dylan, like those people that I'm like, they're more Garrett or Dylan's friends, because we don't want to tell them yet. We want them to be completely surprised. Let me show this here. Infinite Void. That's what I meant.
That kind of fit anyway.
That actually looked pretty cool. I don't know where our bodies went. Hang on here. We got to bring our bodies in, otherwise you can't see us. That's critical for our show here. Boop, boop, boop. There we are. All right. So this is the Sleazy Evan page, and I did have some photos from it. I can take a look at here. So the first band that went on is a band called Alien 666, and it's kind of what you expect it to be with a name like that, but it's a bass and drum band. So there's just 2 members, but the bass guitar, he puts on like a lot of distortion, so it sounds like a crossover between a bass and guitar, and it works actually pretty well. It works a lot better than a drummer and a guitar like me and Dylan used to do. I told Dylan after we saw them, we're like, why didn't we just have you on bass with distortion? We never thought of that. We're just like, oh, guitarist and drummer, because that's all we had. Bass with distortion sounds so much more full. Sounds so much better. How do I scroll here? Oh, maybe I can't. So anyway, that was Mario. They brought him up for the first song just for him to go, piss. They have a song called Piss, and he just says piss all over a few times there. Isn't there just a number? Oh, there we go. All right. So that's Alien 666. Good guys, Sean and Corey. There's Mario doing his Mario thing. This is Mario. They kept having... So Alien brought all these alien balloons. I don't know if I got a picture of it. And so Mario kept putting the balloons underneath his shirt like he was pregnant with an alien baby. And then people would come over and they'd pop his alien baby balloon. Like, it was actually really disturbing. I didn't have any footage of it, but I was like, guys, this is kind of bad, bro. I don't know what you guys are doing here. There we go. Zoom out a little bit. There's Zachary. That's Natural Graffiti. Those boys there. So they're jamming. That was pretty cool. Good job. There's his... I was like, I gotta do this with a fisheye lens so you look like really pregnant, like really pregnant, which was pretty cool. And then this is Zachary. This is Natural Graffiti. That's their guitarist, Caden. They're jamming out. They did pretty well. They always do good. They did a Black Sabbath cover, but what was so funny was, I guess there was some drama backstory with these guys because they wanted to do a Black Sabbath cover because, we know Ozzy's dead, and rest in hell, Ozzy. And the thing was, these 3 are the core of the band, but this guy, Caden, he's like, there's a song called Black Sabbath by Black Sabbath. It was like the first hit that they came out. It's real slow. It's like, doom, doom, doom. And so they wanted to do that song, except for the guitarist. He's like, I don't want to do that one. I want to do Symptom of the Universe. And Zachary and the drummer were like, I don't want to do that one. We want to do Black Sabbath. And they have another guitarist that's in a different band that they're in. And that guitarist was like, yeah, let's do Black Sabbath. So essentially it was 3 votes to 1. And so Caden, he just decided, well, I'm not going to practice Black Sabbath then. So they were like, Zachary's like, all right, we're going to do a Black Sabbath cover, but we're going to switch out Caden for, I can't remember his name because we call him Swishgar. I don't know what his real name is. Jake, I think his name is. And they're like, we're going to swap him out. So Caden like sits down, but he sits down with his guitar, right? So it looks like he's like on the bench.
Nobody's going to play my
and
instrument.
So they play that. And at some point, I can see him like playing along, but his amp isn't on. And then halfway into the song, he's like, all right, I'm just going to turn on my amp and I'm going to join him. So then he starts playing along with them. But then there's a second half of the song that completely changes how the sound goes. And he didn't know that part. So then he just turns his amp back off and he sits down. So he joined him for like a minute. He's like, I'm going to join him. And then they did the Symptom of the Universe song that he wanted to do. But they clearly didn't rehearse that song because they started strong, but then that song once again kind of changes the way it is towards the end of the song. And then it just started getting off the rails. Like nobody was whatever. Everybody was on a different page is what essentially what was like. And then Zachary comes over and he just takes away because Caden was singing that song. He just takes away the song from the mic from Caden. He's like, yeah, we didn't rehearse that one because that's not the one we were supposed to cover. But all right, we're done. And I was like, damn, Zachary, like live on the stage in front of everybody.
Upset, huh?
He was pissed. And I was like, okay, that's how it is there. And he's like, yeah, I'm pretty mad. That's his piss face. And so Chance is really cool. I keep saying we need to steal him for my drummer, but he's just too far. But he's a very good drummer and he does a fantastic job. So those are those alien balloons he was stuffing his belly with. Because they brought all these balloons there. So that was a good time. Let me show you just one clip of us jamming. I made a little YouTube short for us here. Let's head over to my renders. I got sleazy shorts. And I don't know, we'll just do weirdo, I guess. Let's try this one out. I'm trying to make it look real punk, so I'm like experimenting with colors or like graphic distortion and stuff like that. I think this one I just made black and white. I can't remember, but let's take a listen. Here, this is how we started the set. The very, very first song, the very, very first intro. See, they're tapping. And honestly, we started strong. Like, that doesn't do the whole set justice. I'm obviously not going to pick out clips that make us look like shit, right? But we started out like when we did Leatherface, I was like, oh, that was really good. But me and Mario like know Leatherface because we played in Epic Disappointments. And then this one was an original song we did. This is a clip of it that went really well versus like a certain part of the song where we were just kind of making it up because I was like, I don't remember how the second half of the song went, but this is just where we're essentially jamming here. At this point, none of us know what's going on at all for either one of us, so we're just grooving. So Zachary's like, I'm gonna do a bass solo. There's no bass solo in this song. I was like, I think there's woes here. Whoa! We're just making it all up. That was it. I was like, it's punk. That's what Zachary kept saying. It's punk, man. Who cares? I'm thinking, we're not trying to be like complete ass. I'm not trying to be complete dog ass, guys. So there was that. Now, I made a song for Sleazy Evan, and I think I teased this last week, and I said I kind of made the song, but I want to do the music video first so I can put the words.
Yeah.
I finished the music video because that was essentially Friday, was the journey to get to Speedway, because this song is called Speedway. And my idea behind it is we love Speedway so much, maybe if we make a song about Speedway, they'll sponsor us. Boom. They're like, you guys rock, bro. Damn.
It doesn't even have to be a full sponsorship.
We just want
give us-
food.
I was gonna say just coffee.
I'd be totally fine with coffee, but you know, Mario, he eats.
But
he got to eat. So
That's true.
that's why I'm thinking taquitos and coffee. You know what I mean? Nothing non-Speedway branded, but just taquitos and coffee. Easy peasy. We get like a
fair.
black card that like no matter what Speedway we go to, as long as it's a Speedway grill or roller or drink item, when they go to scan it, it just goes, oh, it's free.
To a limit of what?
I want to say no limit, but okay, a limit of like, I don't know,
$10 each?
I was gonna say $10. That's fine. We don't spend more than
You
that.
can get a lot of
get
taquitos and a drink for $10.
4 taquitos. He'll get 2. I get 2. It's 2
No,
for
I'm
3.
saying each $10.
Oh well, then yeah. I wasn't even thinking just $10 for us.
Well, I mean, I'm saying that would be like you would still look good. Like,
Yeah.
if you have a no limit card and it's like, oh, look at all these items, or like if
They spent
if it's-
$100.
Yeah, if it's like, oh, here's $10 and you spend 6.
Bro, even if they were just like, you get 1 hot item, 1 cold drink. Like, not 1 hot item, but like, you know, you could get a slice of pizza, or you can get 2 grillers, or you can get a hot dog because he likes hot dogs. You know what I mean? You can get 1 thing and a drink. I'd be totally fine with that. I would be fine with that. But once they see how popular we're going to get as Sleazy Evan, they're going to be like, bro, we got to give these guys whatever they want. These guys are way cooler than Green Day. So this is the song Speedway. I'm going to re-record the vocals because I did the vocals like here in the living room. It was like really late at night. Jason was sleeping. So I was like, I'm not trying to let it out. Or the new slogan for Sleazy Evan is let it sleaze. So I wasn't trying to let it sleaze. I want to re-record the vocals in my car, work on the drums a little bit here. But for the most part, the song's ready to go. The core of it's there. Zachary says it's not sleazy enough because it doesn't sound angry. But I'm not going for an angry version of this for sleazy. I'm going for the fun, raw, fun sleazy. This is a fun song. So yeah, it kind of sounds happy, but that's the idea of it. Not every Sleazy Evan song is angry. Okay, that's just how it is. So let's take a look at Speedway. Hit it, me.
Everybody, it's time to go to the best gas station in the world. I'm feeling hungry, and I know a place that we gotta go. They got all the food and drinks that you could possibly ever need, and it's big bite time loaded up. Mayo, pickle, chili and cheese, a caribou special is all I need. But there's never any onions. There is never any onions. Runaway to Speedway. They have everything you ever need. Runaway to Speedway. It's the only place I want to be right now. I'm feeling thirsty, and I know just what I want. I'm gonna get one of those big ass cups and fill it all the way with my favorite drink. You could get a Slurpee, but I think I'm getting coffee, but not just regular coffee. I'm getting iced coffee. Yeah, I am getting iced coffee. Runaway to Speedway. They have everything you ever need. Runaway to Speedway. It's the only place I want to be right now. Everybody, we're all going to Speedway.
Boom. Speedway song.
Did you shut the door for Mario?
Yeah, because I wanted the video to close when the door was closed. You know, and he was like, boom, Speedway. Close the door.
That was epic.
Bro, is Speedway not going to sponsor us? They got to sponsor us now. That has to be the greatest commercial. And I'm not trying to be a commercial. It's trying to be a real song. But I think I would listen to that. And like after I made it, I was like, damn, I just kept singing it. We're on our way to Speedway. I'm like, I just want to go to Speedway. I just want to. So what's funny was on the Sleazy Evan page, I keep posting about Speedway, and then obviously it started showing me Speedway in my feed, and I'd like their post or I'd comment in their post, and I'd do like sections of the song as like musical notations where I'm like, I'm gonna get one of them big ass cups and fill it all the way by my favorite drink. And so now I've earned a top contributor badge as Sleazy Evan on Speedway. So I'm like, hey man, they're gonna see us. We're gonna get these guys. Our next idea is we should do a show at a Speedway. Like in the Speedway, like park, gas station portion of it. I asked the girl today when we went to Speedway to get these drinks like we always do after practice.
What would you do if we just set up all our gear in your lobby?
Well, what's funny is like we know these Speedway guys by Dylan's house like really close, right? So I was like, I asked the girl, her name's Ashley. I was like, you're the store manager here, right? And she's like, oh, no way. I was like, dang, because we had this crazy idea, and I was hoping you'd be cool with it. What happens if we did a show right here at Speedway, like full-on guitars, amps, everything? What do you think? And she was like, I wouldn't call the cops on you, but I think maybe, like, people would. Like, I don't know. And I'm thinking, I don't know. It's pretty... outside public. I don't know. You know what I mean? I don't know. Might be all right.
It's pretty punk in here.
Yeah. Well, I wasn't thinking inside the store. I was thinking like outside, like, like on the corner of the parking lot, where there's really nothing. There's not like, it's not like we'd be blocking anybody.
Yes.
And that would be so cool, bro. The video footage of that too would be like
the video
viral, bro. They'd be like,
intense.
this band played in a Speedway. Can you believe it?
You'd have to. What if you did it on acoustic?
That's what Dylan said. Dylan said, well, what about acoustic? And I said, well, I want to first try as the full band, but if they're not cool with that, I would settle for acoustic. But man, it would just be way cooler if it was like da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
So I'm saying acoustic.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, you could still have drums.
I know, but I really wanted to be like
the whole thing down.
We're on our way to, even though the Epic D wouldn't play that. And what was so funny was we were like, trying to keep this away from the guys. And then Zachary, he shared one of the Sleazy Evans posts on his page about like, it wasn't any footage that we had, but it was the photos I took of them that I just showed you guys. And Mario was like, oh shit, Garrett's friends with Zachary. So I was like, oh fuck. Damn it, he might say something. And what was so funny was all Garrett said was, oh, you guys hung out with Michael this weekend? And we're like, oh, yeah, we hung out with Michael. How's he doing? Oh, he's actually, honestly, he looks the exact same as the last time I seen him. Probably a little skinnier or whatever because he has like I think it's his kidneys that are failing or whatever. But like, honestly, he looked the exact same as I remember.
Sounds so casual.
Yeah, something's failing. He's about to start dialysis in a couple weeks here. He's still looking for a new kidney, so he's on the hunt for that. They said they got a guy that was like a match, but he wanted like $5,000 like cash or whatever to do it. And it's like, oh, he didn't have that or whatever. I don't know. It seemed like really sleazy.
Yeah, that's kind of sketched.
Yeah. So he's still on the hunt, but it was actually kind of cool to hang out with Michael. When they walked in, it was Michael and the roadie. I haven't seen them in probably 2 years at this point since they quit. And when they walked in, I went up to him and I gave him a hug. I was like, Michael, Brandon, what's up, dude? And they're like, hey, what's up, Al? Blah, blah. I didn't want it to be awkward thinking like, I don't know what they thought I thought of them, but I was like totally cool with them. Like Michael is a friend of mine. So I was just thinking they hate me because whatever. But I don't know. Maybe they did hate me, but they were like, we want to go to this show for everybody else that
maybe
was coming.
They just didn't know how to feel either. You know what I mean? Like they were like, oh, I don't know. And so they just kind of like did the same thing you did.
But it was cool because we got to party at Zachary's. Like Michael and Brandon came over to Zachary's. They spent the night there. So, along with the alien guys spent the night there. Like they were seriously like 9 people spending the night at Zachary's. And he has a 2-bedroom apartment just like us. So we're like, we're all just spread around the living room, like on the floor. He has 2 couches though. So Michael got a couch. One of the alien guys got a couch and everybody else on the floor. But I brought my little twin size sleeping bed, the air mattress. So I was comfy.
You just blew up a whole ass twin mattress in the middle of the living room.
Yeah, bro, I was comfy. I was like, oh, I always bring that twin mattress everywhere, every hotel we go, because I'm like, you guys have the bed. Like anytime we get hotels, I'm like, you guys have a bed. I got a twin. It's got. There was long portions of this apartment living where I just slept on it. It wasn't because I didn't have a bed. I had a twin bed, but it was just like comfortable. I don't know. It was just a good bed. Now I sleep on the queen that you gave me. It's a queen, right?
Yeah, that's a queen.
The queen size. Jason gave me his queen size air mattress after he upgraded, and honestly, I'm like, yeah, this is good too.
It's pretty solid.
Yeah, the only problem is it has like a slow leak, but all I got to do is refill it every day.
Well, the thing is, I never noticed the slow leak because I let a little air out. Because if it's like fully like maxed out, it's pretty firm.
Yeah, I like it kind of firm.
But that's why I put that.
I let the boy run for like a good solid. You could tell it's like filling every crevice. I'm like, all right, there we go. Boop, boop, like a nice and firm. But by the time I wake up in the morning, it's like, but it's not like, remember when we first had that first apartment, we got those air mattresses, you wake up in the bed, like you're practically on the floor and your arms are out.
You had, dude, that was not because of the air mattress having a slow leak.
That wasn't a slow leak, that's a fast leak.
Yeah, mine was because I basically went to work and I was so tired when I got off that I just kind of laid on the bed. And my keys poked a hole in it. Yeah, so like when I woke up, everything hurt. Like that's what you think. It's funny. They like whoop, like in a crater with your arms poking out the side of the bed. It's not funny because that shit hurts. Yeah. Like I couldn't imagine if that happened to me now. Now that normal waking up hurts.
Old man Jason, no way.
Yeah, no, that would cripple me. I'd be like, how much PTO do I got?
Remember when we first had that apartment, we slept just right on the floor. We're like, oh, beds? We'll just sleep on the floor.
We started with literally nothing. I think we had one foldy chair and one little fold-out table thing.
Foldy chair, fold-out table, and like this big, fat VCR TV my mom let me keep from my room at her place. And we're like, we'll just sleep on the floor because I was thinking, how bad is it going to be? It's not like we got air mattresses right away. It was a few weeks, wasn't it? I think we tried for a few weeks to just sleep right on the floor. And so after a while, we're like, yeah, this ain't going to work, bro.
What makes this story even crazier is the fact that we got basically paid to move into that apartment.
Yeah. But what did we use our money on? It wasn't mattresses.
I remember. Do you remember?
I do remember vividly.
Was it Guitar Hero or Rock Band?
Rock Band.
Rock Band because it had
we spent it on Rock Band video game.
Yeah.
That was more because honestly, don't you got to worry more about the 16 hours you're up, not the 8 hours you're sleeping. Right? Well, that's how we thought when we were like 18, 19. We're like, yeah, beds, who cares?
We did.
Rock Band's $160.
We did, however, get things we needed as far as, so we got cleaning stuff.
Yeah.
I think we got towels and stuff.
Yeah,
all the
basics,
responsible living stuff, except for the mattresses. You know,
I'd love to know. Like, we obviously don't have enough viewers, but like, this would be something I'd like to know from you guys as well. Like, what was your first? And my dad's actually in the chat, and he says about time. We've been on this live for like 30 minutes. 30 minutes. We weren't on time, but we weren't as late as you're saying we were.
We're not as late as you are.
But what's funny is I'd like to ask my dad too. He can put this in the chat of like your first living experience outside of the home. Like, I don't know, like, because I know you and Mom had a place with Christina, like when they first had Christina or something like that. But our first experience, like, getting out on our own, like not going to some other family member's house, but we're like, all right, finally, our place. We were like bare bones. We're like, we don't need nothing. What the chair, the mini foldy table, one TV, and then it was so funny because every time we had money to do a purchase, we would do something that was more involving like the living aspect of it. Remember, we got couches from Salvation Army. And we're like, they're cheap. Car. But the problem is, how do you get them home? And I had a Grand Prix, a 95 Grand Prix at the time. We're like, big brain. We'll just strap it to the top of the Grand Prix. And we didn't have straps either. So we just put rope. We roped them down to the top of the car, and tied them real good. Tight. And we're like, this will be fine. And we're like holding them outside the car. We're holding him outside the car like, this is fine. It's not like we had to go on the freeway or anything, but you know what I mean?
Wasn't
we were still
that
a few
futon,
miles.
though?
It was
Yeah.
it was a heavy boy too. It pull out bed and the whole thing, and
I'm surprised every time we hit a bump, it didn't
crush us under the thing. Yeah, that would have been so funny, dude. Like, oh shit, we crushed the roof. But yeah, that's what we were like. Hey, we need couches. And then I remember our first like major purchase was a TV. I was like, oh, it's time. We got an extra $1,000. What are we gonna do? And we were like, HD TV, because like I said, we were starting with a fat square boy. It was like a 19-inch square boy,
and we at the time had been promised a Wii. So we were like, when we get this Wii, like we want this.
We want a
TV.
big old screen.
Yeah, and I remember playing for like a week straight Twilight Sword on that TV and that Wii. Yeah. And that was top of the line back then. It was worth
a 42-inch. This is what's crazy. We were waiting outside Best Buy on a Black Friday for 12 hours or whatever. That we would have waited even if we weren't getting a TV. But that year we were getting a TV, and it was a super deal. 42-inch plasma. Does anybody remember plasma? That was big for a while. 42-inch plasma TV, 1080p, and it was $1,000. That was on sale. This was 2009.
Now you can get those for $299 at the Walmart.
I'm thinking 42-inch. It's probably even cheaper than that, bro. They're like, nobody wants this because it feels like you only get either a small TV, 19, 20-inch or something, or Giganto. Like everybody just wants small or Giganto. Nobody's getting.
I got a monitor and I've never been happier. Like I've done the whole like big screen TV thing before, and it was pretty cool, but. 120 hertz refresh rate and 4K. Yeah. Give me that.
It's crazy. We're at 4K, 120 hertz, all this crazy stuff, and
it's hard to find a 1080p. 120 hertz.
Yeah.
Like less than 1,000 still to this day.
Yeah. Because of the screen, the refresh.
Because of the refresh. You can find any size.
That was the thing about plasma was it had so many benefits. The colors were bonkers. I mean, just even saying plasma, you're thinking, what does that mean? Bro, it's like right now, most of you guys probably have LEDs or LCD screens. That's like the norm. It was like a way to light the pixels using like actual organic material. This is before OLEDs. And so there was two major problems with plasma TVs. One, burn-in. So if you left something on too long that had a static image or something, you could permanently burn it into your TV. So no matter what you were watching, you'd see it there. And two, the actual life of the TV itself. They didn't last like terribly long because that technology just wasn't sustainable for that. So that's why they didn't last. But the quality and the refresh rate was 600 hertz.
Yeah, it was instant.
It was like, wow, plasma was so great. It was the future of TV. Dead. Isn't that crazy?
Almost immediately.
Crazy. They're like, the future. Gone. So, yeah, that's how that was. Very nice. All right, so there's the sleazy. You got to go back and watch the Speedway song. My dad didn't hear the Speedway. I don't think he was here for the Speedway song. I'm going to post it after I do the audio changes and I re-record the vocals. I'll actually post the music video on Sleazy Evans' YouTube page, and then I'll share it to the Facebook.
I want a copy of that one.
This one specifically, the OG one, before I update it, make it sound even better.
Yes.
Before it sounds even better.
Yes.
I want the shit version. No, just yeah, that's fine. That's fine. All right. So there is my personal thing. That's the whole pregame. I told you I only have 3 things to talk about. That was one good chunk. 30 minutes. I'm thinking half hour, an hour and a half. 30. Big brain. Let's move on to Insano World because there is something that has been all over my internet feed today that is just absolutely bonkers. I mean, like, it's just crazy the world we're living in where certain news articles are coming out where you're just like, you would have thought 10, 20 years ago, insanity. Nobody would ever talk about this. And now it's just like, news today.
By the way, your children are
crazy thing happening that's, I don't know, could be an existential threat to humanity. I don't know. Let's see. We call it Insano World. I mean, it's true. This world is crazy, bro. There's the craziest stuff going on.
I keep seeing this meme about Jack Sparrow and what's his face saying it's like the older you get, the more sense this makes. And it's, have you seen the Pirates of the Caribbean before?
I've actually never seen any of the Pirates of the Caribbean.
Okay, you got to do that because I'm going to ruin this moment.
That's okay. Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert. Everyone else has seen it. It's just for you. But one of the other captains and Captain Jack are talking, and the one guy says, oh, the world used to be a much bigger place. And Jack's like, the world's the same. It's just there's a lot less in it. Mm. And it was like, oh, it's supposed to be like this moment or whatever, but that meme keeps coming up, and that just made me think of it. Like, well, it's not.
Yeah.
Like, everything in it just went bonkers.
And most of it's watered down, garbage.
When they started up that Hadron Collider.
Yeah, I mean, when we got the new universe in 2012, it's never been the same.
Sucks.
Oh, I forgot about something. I'll talk about it after this, because I was like, man, this is gonna be something I want to keep track of for like a really long time. That reminds me, but that's okay. Let's see. My dad's in the chat here. He said, where his first, it was a house north. I heard about this. You guys had a house north of I-94. It had an attic. He used to play Metallica up there. It was back in 1988. I wasn't there yet, but I was on my way, to Speedway. Very nice. Now that I realize it, you're the reason I married that beat. The beat. Oh, is it the beat of the song? Maybe he was here for the song. All right, very nice. Now, Jason, I don't know if you heard about this. There is something heading towards Earth, and they're not even hiding it. They're like, hey, now some people are saying maybe it's a comet, but there's actually like Pentagon officials and a Harvard astrology scientist or whatever. I don't know what he's from Harvard. So once you say I'm at Harvard, they go, whoa, whoa, Harvard. And then an MIT guy too. So like, yes, Ivy League people are like, yeah, I don't know what the hell that is, but their thought is it's an alien craft that's on its way to Earth. Right now it's traveling at 130,000 miles per hour, heading towards Earth. Big ass thing. It's going to talk about it in this video.
It's way less speed than light.
It's not going at light speed. It's not. It's just going very fast, and it's a big ass object, and it's apparently heading right for us. So they say that it's going to be here at its current trajectory in November.
Oh.
Isn't this insane? They're just saying these things like they're normal. Like, I don't know, maybe an alien craft could be hostile, is the quote I saw. They're like, how do you know it's hostile?
Why is it coming at us so fast? You know, what
I think that's what they're thinking. It's like it's coming real fast. It's a big-ass object, whatever. And so some people are saying, oh, it's just a comet. But I'm actually seeing like real official Pentagon and MIT sources that are like, yeah, this isn't a comet. We don't know what the hell this is.
Even if it is a comet, if it's that big and that fast,
it's still
just
a danger.
As bad.
Yeah,
like
it's still a danger.
It's not going to get here and go, oh, wait, hang on.
Yeah.
Whoop. Sorry.
Whoop, whoop. Well, that's what they're thinking. If it starts slowing down, then we know what it is. You know what I mean? Like things in space, they don't slow down. They go.
Yeah, that's true. If it slows
so if
down,
it starts slowing down, they're like, oh, it's over. Just wrap it up.
It's parking.
That's why I put the title of this video. It's like, aliens are headed to Earth. Are we cooked, chat? Because we might be cooked, especially if they're hostile. But this guy, I was looking for somebody that had like a collection of everything and is diving deeper into the information. So we're going to watch this guy's YouTube video about this thing. I guess they're calling it Atlas or 3-Eye Atlas or something like that. They're naming this thing, but they're saying it might be a comet, but what are they hiding? Let's take a look. And I think I have to pause every now and then so we don't get banned, but let's try it out. Hard intro.
Damn, that's sick.
Massive space visitor enters our solar system, but something feels off.
So it's in our solar system
Hey,
now.
what's
Oh,
up,
it's in there
guys?
now, yeah.
Tyler here with Secure Team. Today, we have some pretty interesting breaking news. If you hadn't seen
Pretty
it
bold
yet,
to say
this only
Secure Team.
happened a few days ago, where astronomers picked up something new moving
see it?
through our solar system
They're like,
in space.
yeah,
and
that's
it
something
didn't
weird.
take long for them to realize that this thing isn't local and doesn't belong here. It's called 3I Atlas, or Atlas for short, also listed as C2025N1, and it was first spotted on July 1st by the Atlas telescope system down in Chile. Now, if some of you remember, this isn't the first time we've seen something like this. It's actually the third interstellar object ever detected by humans on this planet, coming
know that.
close to our solar
didn't know that
system or
either.
entering it from outside in interstellar space.
Oh, it
The
doesn't have to
first
be
was an
alive.
object that I know many of you will remember called Oumuamua back in 2017, which is the same mystery cigar-shaped and likely artificial object that we covered extensively here on the channel. Then came Comet Borisov in 2019, but this object was chemically unlike anything we had ever seen before. It was unusually rich in carbon monoxide and appeared almost untouched. A pristine comet, almost like it hadn't been through any other solar system before entering ours. And you're seeing images of these objects as I mention them. And so now, just mere days ago, we've got the biggest one yet, 3I Atlas. This massive object currently streaking through our solar system on a hyperbolic path, moving so fast that it's not even bound to our sun. And some early estimates suggest that this thing could be up to 20 kilometers wide, and that makes it larger than Oumuamua and
That's like
even
10
bigger
miles.
than the
like 2
impactor
kilometers
that
per
wiped
mile.
out the dinosaurs. And all of these
The
three
dinosaurs!
mystery objects that we have
We're
detected,
cooked.
and the only three, all show the same pattern pretty much. None of them are orbiting the sun, and none of them are looping back towards us. And this newest object, which, yes, they are calling a comet, because of its hyperbolic trajectory, it essentially means that it is flying in from deep space, and once it passes through, it's totally gone for good.
See,
And
they're
so
saying
here's
it's
where it
gonna
gets
like pass
interesting, because
right by us.
scientists are already calling it a comet, and the thing has just been discovered, and yet they have officially deemed it a comet, an ice comet, in fact. And why? Well, because telescopes picked up a faint coma, which is basically a cloud of gas and dust that form when sunlight hits ice, and it gives it this big, bright, shining tail. NASA and other agencies confirmed it, and just like that, they slapped the label on, calling it a, quote, interstellar ice comet.
Oh,
You're actually not.
guys,
lazy.
I
You're
stopped
just tired
paying
of
for
doing
premium.
everything.
I
You know the
got
feeling,
really
the
poor
quiet
for a
sting when
second.
someone
I gotta mute that because we can't play ads here. I stopped paying for premium. You guys remember the early days of Backstage where I just had to skip every ad? I'm sorry. That's how it is. But if anything, this is good because this will give us the breathing time to get around the algorithm's copyright issues that happen when I don't pause the video enough. This is absolutely nuts. I mean, first of all, it's like when I was doing a little back research about the two. There was one that somebody said about the 2017. I didn't hear about it until today when I was pulling together this thing, and somebody was saying they think maybe that one that was just a what do they call it, like a surveillance one,
Like a probe.
yeah, like a probe, essentially. Like, hey, we're gonna fly by, we're checking out some stuff, blah blah blah. We're not stopping. We're not stopping. We're just kind of do a flyby and see something. And so that's why they're saying these three. They're thinking maybe the first one was like oh, what the hell's that? Oh, that's Earth? That's crazy. Let's send a bigger one over. Sends the second one. They're like, damn, they're doing some crazy shit there. Send the mothership. So now they're sending the mothership over to this boy, 10 miles long. Ugh.
10 miles long, but like also made of ice.
That's the thing. This guy's like, this is really suspicious that they're saying that it's made of ice already because they can't really see it at this point with this thing. They're just saying like, yeah, it's probably a comet. But that's where it's a little suspicious because they haven't they haven't seen enough of this thing to say exactly what it's made of. He's going to go a little bit deeper into like what you can tell from this thing, but it just
Okay.
seems like they're already starting to cover it up a little bit, but it seems pretty obvious this is something special. And that's why when I saw the Pentagon come out with a thing that were like, yeah, well, this is our report. This is what they say about UFOs these days. Like, they actually have like Senate hearings where they go, yeah, no, we definitely seen like 20 UFOs, and we didn't know what the hell they were, and they were flying by our jets and everything. And everybody goes, whoa, that's crazy. Anyway, so Donald Trump, it's like, bro, are we not listening? This is the most insane stuff in the history of the world.
Everybody went bonkers when Russia sent decommissioned fighter pilots to go fly by our boats. But like now they're like alien species.
Who cares? Bro, I think that's the problem is, maybe the government intentionally tried to desensitize us for so long, like decades and decades worth of maybe false alien stuff, or allowing certain aliens conspiracies to get out there. So that way, now that aliens are really a thing, it's like, bro, who cares? I saw a podcast with aliens. So silly. Those two aliens talking, right? Aliens, who cares? Now it's like so normalized because this is insanity. Like, if aliens really came here, it changes everything. It changes everything,
literally
people.
Everything.
Everything. I don't think you go to work the next day. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it changes everything. I don't know. That's just me. A lot of these
places still would not close down until they started shooting lasers.
They're like, you're coming into work today, right? Like, sir, they blew up the Washington Monument. It doesn't matter. Do the patty cakes need to be rolled?
Are we in Washington?
Right. You're right. No, sorry, I'm on my way. So stupid. All right, let's learn more.
But come on, if you've been here for a while, you know how this works. Just because it looks like a comet doesn't mean it is one, and more importantly, there is still a ton that we don't know about this thing. Current estimates say it could be anywhere from under a kilometer wide up to 20, and that's not a small margin of error. And
that means if it's like 10 by 10,
there is no mission planned to go check out this,
because it could be tubular. They can't really tell it's ruined so fast, but it could be just as wide as it is long.
Space that is outside of our solar system,
square,
where all of the really gnarly alien ships are, and are likely coming from. But strangely, there's no mission to go and check it out. No probe, no intercept.
If it's going that fast,
watching it fly by from the distance and hoping that it's
what are we gonna do?
Unusual.
Hit
Does
it?
that make any sense to you guys? We send spacecraft
a little bit, sir.
all over the solar system. We've landed on comets. We've crashed into asteroids. But when something massive shows up from another star system, we just shrug, but other than that, do nothing? Well, if that sounds off to you guys, you are not alone. I am right there with you.
Oh, he's right there.
So not one, but 3 massive objects have busted into our solar system in recent years. And we ultimately get told, relax guys, it's just a comet. But most of you know that not to be the case, especially if you followed the discovery of Oumuamua in 2017, which was the totally weird cigar-shaped visitor, long, tumbling,
I did not
no
hear
tail,
about that.
But yet it was accelerating.
I remember hearing about a comet that was
outgassing, no comet behavior as it quietly
basically they described it as like a giant icicle
back out into deep space, and was without a doubt an artificial craft, and displayed all of the hallmarks of an artificial craft or alien ship, if you want to call it that, and none of the characteristics of a comet or even an asteroid. Nor had we ever seen a thin, long, pencil or cigar-shaped like object, let alone one that was coming from outside of our solar system, from deep space, from another star system. So we know the scientists are pretty much unanimously calling it a comet, or at least the space agencies around the world, as they've all observed this tail of gas and dust coming off of this thing. So the official line is, see guys, it's just a typical ice comet heating up. But here's the thing I wanted to mention, which is that having a tail coming from a mystery object into our solar system from another star system does not mean automatically that the object is just a comet. That's an assumption, a surface level classification based on external behavior. It's like seeing smoke and assuming it's a campfire when it could be something else entirely burning underneath. We know that our own spacecraft can leave vapor trails. Satellites vent propellant in space. If an advanced alien civilization built a probe to survive long-term space travel, what would it do when it approached a star? Would it stay dormant or would it reactivate? Would it release gases, power up, even shed thermal shielding? What if the so-called coma or tail is not a natural reaction, but a function? Oumuamua didn't have a tail, yet somehow still managed to continue accelerating in speed as it blasted through our solar system, and NASA could not explain it. Harvard astronomer Avi Loeb stepped forward back in 2017 and said, quote, "We should consider the artificial possibility." And the establishment absolutely crushed him for it, mocked him, marginalized the idea. But to this
What a
day,
whack job.
there's still no natural explanation that fully accounts for what Oumuamua did. The alien
what a weird
probe
name.
theory was never debunked.
Oumuamua.
It was just buried. And now with Atlas, we're seeing a similar playbook. A massive object from interstellar space, not gravitationally bound, fast, direct, and temporary. But the moment gas was spotted around it, the label was slapped on. It's a comet. No further questions.
I would
but
think
the
if I was an
questions are
alien,
exactly what we should be asking.
I might even make a
because
ship
even though
out of
we
a comet.
see the coma, scientists
So that way you
still
don't tell
know
it's a
the exact
spaceship. You're like,
size
oh, it's a comet.
of the object underneath.
Why
Not to
not?
mention the fact that this is the
Incognito.
third
They probably
interstellar
think at a
visitor that
level
we've
that's
had
like,
in
oh,
less
that's
than a
too
decade.
obvious.
3 strange objects
never
from
fall for
deep
that.
space, all showing up without warning, all showing us something we didn't expect. That's not a coincidence. That's a pattern. And in fact, the Harvard astronomer, Mr. Avi Loeb, recently did his own analysis and posted it online of this new object Atlas,
What'd he
which
say?
makes things even more interesting. He notes that if Atlas really is around 10 to 20 kilometers wide, like most of them do believe it is, then for that to even make sense based on how much debris actually exists in the galaxy, it can't be just another random rock. The odds don't work. Objects this large don't just
it would just
stumble
smack
into our
into
solar system by
Yeah,
chance.
it'd be
If
like
it
bumping
is
into
that
stuff.
size and is still flying this precise trajectory, Mr. Loeb says that it starts to look aimed, or in other words, deliberate. So yeah, guys, officially Atlas is designated as a comet, and maybe that's all it is, but you'll never hear
Doubt.
me say that's the whole story, because if it were, they wouldn't be in such a rush to end the conversation. Are we really just seeing harmless debris, or could these interstellar objects be something much bigger than we are being told? It wouldn't be the first time, and I know it certainly won't be the last, so let me know down below.
I don't know. It depends on if
Either
it
way,
hits us or not.
cool
might be
that we
the
had
last one
another
we see.
interstellar visitor.
We're gonna be
and
goners.
I guess it just seems like our
What do you
solar
think the next planet to sustain life is going to be?
Like without us interfering with it, or like just natural? Is that what you're thinking?
Yeah,
Because we're trying to colonize Mars,
Yeah, I don't know.
bro. I think I didn't have the screen on that whole time.
Most of the time, the TikTok videos, nobody can hear them.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I never. Carolina actually told me that. I was like,
What?
we can't hear that, and sometimes it's really confusing. And I was like,
You know what's funny? I think that's why YouTube didn't flag me, because normally I'm looking over it, it'll give me like a flag like, hey, I'm sensing copyright. Maybe because I didn't actually show the video, it was like, oh, I don't know what he's talking about. It's almost like a podcast. Just listen to Alien Man. He was just showing random photos of like CGI generated things anyway.
yeah,
I mean,
it was actually the same.
you just
picture
wanted to
most of
hear
the
what
time.
he was saying. He just kept looping the same pictures kind of over and over again. That's crazy. I can't hear the tick. I'm seeing like the thing here. Let's see this baby escape with a crashed car. What the hell is this?
Days are paying off.
Like it.
Oh, I'm getting big signal
Sweet.
out of
Well, while they're
there.
crawling out, I'm going to flip the car back over on its wheels, but then let's do it one more time.
I don't want to watch this baby thing, but I wanted to search for alien. No, what's it called? Atlas, because I wanted to show you guys this. Because I gotta log in, bro. It's so much work. Now you guys are gonna see all my login information. Well, actually, I'm not showing the screen. Good. What happens if I do this? Oh, cool. All right, Atlas. I think it was it this one? Yeah, let's just take a check out of this one. I hate when it puts the comments on the right side, because then it's not centered and it drives me absolutely nuts. Because I need it to be centered, people. I'm setting this up for Eclipse. Centered. All right. This was the Daily Mail today. Scientists give an update on the interstellar object racing through our solar system. It's bigger than Mount Everest. I mean, that's to be assumed when it was like 10 miles, but like I think that puts it into a picture perspective. Bigger than Mount Everest.
Would it fit in the Mariana Trench? That's what I want to know.
Problem is, Mariana Trench is this crazy, gigantic thing. We'd have to Google that, but I wanted to see. There was really something where I was like, man, they're just straight up saying like, oh, it's hot. Let me just Google hostile. And that's why my question was like, how do they know it's hostile? Hostile. And I figured I would just wait for the show. All right, I'm just going to let this lady take over.
They're calling this a
Harvard
comet,
astronomers.
but Harvard astronomers have gone on record saying that this is actually an alien spacecraft that is possibly on a reconnaissance spy mission to Earth, and it's set to arrive November 2025.
November.
Now, while it's very beautiful, it's rainbow colored. It's one of only 3 objects that have ever
It's rainbow
gotten
colored?
this close to Earth.
So now they're
from
gay.
outside of our solar system. Now, why do they
That
believe
is
it's on
only
a spy
showing those different
reconnaissance
colors.
mission to Earth and possibly
I
hostile?
think she does.
Those are layered
Well,
images,
That's
just so
because
you guys
the
know.
chance
It's not-
alignment of this trajectory going past Mars, Jupiter, and Venus, and also ending at Earth is a 0.005% chance.
0.005.
happening on its own.
It's really
and
low.
that Mars, Jupiter, and Venus stop that they're making along the way, astronomers from Harvard think that they are doing so to drop spy gadgets on each planet. Harvard scientists
Damn!
are saying its closest approach to the sun will be in late November 2025, which, when that happens, the spacecraft or comet will completely disappear, which could be intentional so that they remain undetected by us.
Like
on
it'll be
Earth. The scientists from Harvard
in front
are
of the
also
sun
saying
so
if
bright,
their
we're gonna be like, oh, don't know where it
hypothesis is true about this,
It's gonna disappear in
that
the
they
sun.
could have hostile intentions, and we should prepare with defensive measures, although they admit that nothing we have
What
on
are we
this
gonna do?
Earth could stop it.
That's what I'm saying.
What are we
As I've said
gonna do?
before, there
This
are very
isn't
mixed
that.
opinions
What
on
was that
whether this is a
alien?
real comet.
The one with the guys and they go on to the asteroid. If I can stay awake. Just
Armageddon?
Armageddon. They think it's Armageddon. They're like, we'll stop it. We're going to send our best diggers up to dig a big hole in it and blow it up with nukes. Yeah, I don't know. So, like my dad famously says, he just sees things getting crazier and crazier, especially next year. I think they're trying to start the party early. I think November, they're like, hey, well, I don't know, maybe aliens. What about aliens in November? I don't know. I guess we're going to see. We'll know really good if that thing slows down, because nothing in space slows down. So if things start slowing down, just know it's game over. But do you think they would tell us? Do you think they'd give us a heads up like, yeah, guys, we got an update on that thing? Yeah, it's slowed down significantly. It looks like it's actually going to arrive November 7th based on, whatever. Or do you think they'll just be like, let's not say nothing. We're going to freak people out.
I think with the way they're going now with the whole like, oh, yep, we saw UFOs. I think they would tell us and try to just do the same thing. Like where it's like, what are you going to do about it? No big deal.
No big deal. Anyway, Donald Trump.
Yeah.
Can you believe
I
it?
think right after they announce the aliens, they will say, anyway, Donald Trump, and then they'll move
and then
on.
people are going to, bro, we got to move on. We got to move on.
You got to. But, I mean, realistically, though, if I was a government official,
yeah,
that's kind of what I would do, too. And it's not even like, oh, I got to hide or, oh, this or all that. It's really just, what are you going to do about it? No matter how upset you get about what I say.
Yeah.
If it's over, it's over.
Game over.
Like, I mean, unless, like, the aliens are, like, slimes from any other...
Or maybe they just want to, like, enslave us. You know what I mean? Maybe they're not, like, going to kill us or whatever. They're just going to be like, you work for us now.
That's almost worse.
Than killing us?
Yeah, I think so.
What? It's almost worse.
Yeah,
we just have
now
to
you
work
gotta
for the resources. They probably just want our resources.
Miserable life. Yeah, that would suck.
What happens if they're really good bosses?
If they're like, oh yeah, if you give us your resources,
just because you say slave, everybody thinks, oh, you're gonna get whipped and named Toby. No, we're saying like, Slave as in you guys can't do things that you want. You have to do things that we want. But just because you're doing what we want doesn't mean we won't give you, maybe they give us like some sort of universal income because they don't want people working at McDonald's no more. They're like, bro, we don't give a shit about McDonald's. We care about diamonds or whatever it is. You know, they're like, we gotta eat
It's gonna be lithium
coal.
ion.
We got to eat lithium ions. And so we need everybody to get on lithium ions. Now, obviously, you're humans. You need to eat. So we're going to make one source of food. We're eliminating everything that's not McDonald's.
It's going to be like a protein bar?
No, I was thinking they'll let one restaurant stay. And that's it. There's like no competition. There's no need for competition.
No, they got to give us rest periods and like, that's all.
They'll do that. They'll have, that's what I'm saying. They'll give us days off.
So give me an alien video game console that can play anything. Give me teleportation. Like, we're all out of lithium ion here in Michigan. Let's see what they got.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, they would give us the tools needed to harvest whatever materials they're slaving us for. So, like, so they would be like, actually, we got these super, like, telepathic digging machines where you put them onto your heads and then you can, like, get these, like, telepathic arms and it, like, digs into the ground and stuff like that. Like, they would give us the tools.
They're like, oh, here's alien tech and now you got to.
But use it for us. And then anybody that's like, I'm resisting, I don't care. Boom, they zap them. They're dead.
Microwave your head.
You're just dust, like, instantly. And maybe they're so advanced that they could just read your mind. So it's not even like, oh, well, I won't say nothing. Like, if you're thinking I'm going to resist, they just explode you. Isn't that nuts?
That sounds a good way to lose a lot of employees really fast.
They don't need that many people. They don't need 9 billion people. They're like, bro, we probably at most need like, I don't know. Let's say 100,000 of you guys. I don't know what they're like, because they have obviously Excel sheets that tell us the productivity level they're going for, but they don't need 8 or 9 billion of us. So I think that's what they do. They just go, all right, who's willing to be our slave? And then, most people don't want to die. So they're like, yeah, me. And then all the resistors, they just explode instantly. Wouldn't that be nuts?
Be like a Thanos snap or
just
pop
Thanos
like
snap.
Balloons.
My dad said they're never going to say shit about it in the hopes of fixing it. And if they can't, then there's no point in telling you if we're all about to die. Never going to happen. That's true. That's true. I think because they do think that like people would freak out. Like I think they would maybe do it like the day before or something like that.
I don't know if people would freak out now.
Because of the desensitization.
Yeah, I think they would just be like,
oh, well. But I'm saying if they said, no, we're all going to die. This thing is, let's say it's going to hit us.
Like, there's not enough time to stop.
We can't stop it. Nothing.
Like, we're not even really actually the destination. How arrogant of us. It's actually just going to blow right through us because it's going to something else.
Yeah. Or what happens if it wanted to go straight at the sun and it just happens to be the rotation? Because you saw that photo where it's like, everything's kind of orbiting around the sun, right? So it's like, it'll pass by, like they said, Jupiter and Mars and stuff like that. And then by the time it gets to Earth, it's like perfectly
yeah, and
it just blows right through. It wasn't trying to kill us, but it is.
Right.
You know what I mean? I think they wouldn't say anything until the very last minute. Because I think in the last minute, because the reason why you would know is because anybody that's like, I don't know, in power enough or wealthy enough, they would try to do something to save their ass. They would do something to like, I don't know. I don't think they would just take it quietly. I don't know if maybe they'll try to get on a Jeff Bezos spaceship or like, you get what I'm saying? They're going to do something. And we're going to say, wow, all the billionaires and every politician somehow like decided to go to space on the same day. Weird. It was so weird. Everybody wanted a trip on the International Space Station on the same day. If that ever happens where they're like, hey, we're taking a politician like school trip to the International Space Station.
We're taking a field trip to Mars. We're bringing some water and some seeds and some soil and stuff, just to see,
Game over.
Just for a couple days. Just for like the weekend. And then it's like, they're never going to make it through the weekend.
Nope. We're out of here. We're out of here. So I don't know. November's like not that far away, but it does give us some time to enjoy some things, doesn't it? If it is the end of the world in November, we got August, September, and October. That's 3 months. And there's a lot that goes on. You still got the rest of the summer. August, I want to go camping with my dad and my kids and Christina. I was going to tell you about it today in this show because we can talk about it for a second. We want to go camping, and we want to go camping the last weekend of August. So I think it's like August 29th, 30th, and 1st. It's like Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, something like that. So I obviously know you got your new position, all that good stuff. You should just maybe take a peek, look into it, because it'd be really sick. Because we want to go like back to where we went last time, which is like pretty much top of the mitt here, really dark sky, and you can see a lot of stars. It's pretty sweet.
So we're gonna go and see this thing coming.
Yeah, well, we're gonna see it at the end of August, so we won't see it unless maybe we got
August is a lot closer to November than it is now.
Oh, that's true. But I think they're looking. You saw that big ass satellite they're looking at it with. It's like the size of
if it's gonna be
house
here in November.
Yeah. Oh, you think we'll see it with the naked eye?
One more month, it'll look like the biggest star out there, right?
Oh, maybe that's what we should do. We should report to you people live from the dark sky of the top of Michigan. There's the thing gonna kill us all.
Shot on an iPhone.
There's Atlas. Boom, on an iPhone. Yeah, that'd be pretty cool. So I want to go camping. We could do that. And then in September, we're going to do another Sleazy Evans show. Hopefully we're more prepared for that. That'll be a lot of fun. October, that's my birthday. And then my son's birthday is like the beginning of November. And then after that, we're all dead. So got some good times ahead of us. Everybody enjoy your summer. should be a lot of fun.
The best one ever, or else.
Or else. That's just it. All right. Now, let's just get into the after. So that was our next chunk. Did we do it properly? Yes, 1 hour and 10. See, this is great. We're doing great on time. Fantastic. Let's go to the after party. Yay.
It's the after party.
Yeah. Isn't it crazy we're all going to die? I mean, like, is this nuts?
I mean, that's
so
wild,
casual.
We still got the after party.
I still got the after party. I saw Jason sent me this. I want to show you guys. I said, I was like, yeah, yes.
I never know if these are safe or not. Because I'm like
100% safe. It's just why is it has to be like the loudest thing in the world. I actually did hear rumblings about this. Every now and then I do hear about this, and I feel like I don't know if it's legit or not. But even if it's not legit, I should just go check it out just in case. Whoa, we're in space. Number 2 here. This is actually famous. Japan is having an well, we're all going to die. So there's not enough time to have babies, but they have like a famously really low birth rate. Like they are not going to, at some point, if they don't start having babies, Japan's not going to be a country in like 100 years or something. The
crazy thing is though, are they just not doing it?
They're not.
Why?
It's not like, oh, there's not enough guy to girl ratio. Like the ratio's fine.
They just don't like each other.
It's like the culture of Japan is like, obviously the parents are really strict about how they want their child or their, offspring to be successful in some sort of way. And so they're usually too focused on school and then work. They're usually too depressed because work is stressing them out. They're famously suiciding themselves over work, like at a way higher rate than any other country.
Wow.
And so I think it's all these stress and all these culture things that they're just like not procreating enough. So to combat the declining birth rate in Japan, they're offering breeder visas to foreigners. And this is literally me on my way. This is me on my way to Japan. Hello, I'll be there in just a moment, and I will save your entire country. And I will be doing my part. So that way we can have as many Japanese babies as possible. Because honestly, I think that's just where it is, man. And I was talking to Mario about this because he's like, I guess he has a preference for Filipina women. And I was like, isn't that like Southeast Asian? He's like, yeah. I'm like, honestly, I don't know if I care. Like Japan, South Korea, China, it don't matter, dude. Bro. Like, I like them all. Asian girls, that's my thing. So if Japan needs me, Japan. I'll go to Japan. South Korea needs me because I heard South Korea has a declining birth rate too. It's just all these Asian countries. It's because of the culture of like, you got to work hard to provide for your family. And then by the time they work hard to like get ready to get a family, they're like, I'm too stressed out and I just want to die. I don't want to make a family.
You mean the guys are like that?
It's the guys, but then the women, because they're not getting wifed up early enough, then they get too old, and then they have like a term for it. I remember seeing a video about this where it's basically a woman past like their prime, like past 27 or something like that, that hasn't been married and has no kids yet. They're basically like trash. They're like, oh, you're too old now. So like those women, that's really where they have this gap. Because those women aren't getting married because the guys don't want women that are like old. So like there's this fine line. They're like early 20s, get the kids out, and then if you didn't make it in the cut with the early 20s, you're screwed and you're going to be single for the rest of your life.
Damn.
So it's just a really bad combination of all sorts of factors that's affecting their birth rate. So if they got to offer me to go to Japan, I mean, that's the thing about being a guy. You could repopulate pretty quick. You know what I mean? Like, if you're a girl, you can only have one baby every 9 months. And then you got to have a little bit of a breather. Let's give it a couple months. So realistically, one baby a year. But me, I mean, I can have like, I mean, let's just say like, let's say it's an 8-hour workday. You know
I'm
what
thinking
I mean?
like, okay, how ridiculous is this?
8-hour workday. Let's do the math here, okay? 8-hour workday. And let's just be safe and just say once an hour. So that way you got time to like eat food and rehydrate with electrolytes, because you want your supply to be like really superb. You don't want to just like be dusting, right? And so once an hour, eight an hour, and I mean, I'm thinking I'm just shooting 100% here. So that's 8 a day, or I'm sorry, yeah, 8 a day, because you don't want to do a 24-hour. Like I said, you want your premium goodie guys to like go where they're going. So 8 a day, 365 days. That's over like 2,000. Let's just say,
yeah, that's assuming 100% though.
Shooting 100. I don't know. I would just assume I'd shoot 100. Boom. 3,000 babies. Give me 1 year. I'll repopulate Japan in 1 year.
I mean, if you look at it, if it's even half that,
that's 1,500 babies.
Yeah,
that's a good amount. That's a good amount. Now, give me if maybe they get me on a contract and they say, well, you got to do it for like 10 years. So 1,500 times 10, 15,000. 15,000. Japan, all you need is me. Reach out to me. I'll do my part.
Out of a billion, like several billion though. So they're going to need like a pretty substantial...
No, Japan only got like, I don't know, 50 million people or something.
Yeah, I know. That's
Let's say they have 15 million.
What are they trying to get to?
What is 15,000 of 15 million? Is that 1%?
Yeah.
That's 1%, just me. That's just
what
me.
I'm saying, though,
There's
like
got to be other breeders.
Yeah, that's
not the only guy, but I think I would be the highest performing guy. I think they'd be like, wow, they'd have statistics on like
what is the bonus?
I'm telling you, I would do everything I can. I'd be like, bro, I got to crank out these kids. I'm trying to save Japan. I'm doing it for you.
They're not saying that they're going to give you a job or they're going to give you...
They're just allowing you to come over, but I think they would give me the job. After they see what a good job I do, they go, wow, this guy's shooting hundreds. We got to get him. Like, they would just be like...
Who would be the manager?
The president of Japan. I don't know. Or maybe they would start a division. They'd say, this is the breeder division. And then they would make me the president of the breeder division of Japan. So there's my shout out to Japan. And let me know. You can email us. And the email is attached to our channel. Just look at the channel info. Very nice. All right. They're going to be like, this is insanity. This guy's crazy. I love kids and I love Asian women. I just think it's the best combination I've ever heard of in my life. I have 1,000 kids. All right. Let's look at some of our other videos that have been sent in by mostly myself sending mostly myself telling myself. I thought this was funny. So imagine you're coming home from your 12-hour shift. And this is the first thing you hear. What do? You know, some guys deal with that out there. But what would you do?
Oh, just shut the fuck up for good now, huh? Now you fucking want that? Yeah? We are fucking over, you fucking dumbass.
Is this just a sound clip?
Choke on a piece of concrete and literally go to hell. I will see you in fucking hell, you fucking asshole, you fucking liar, you fucking manipulator.
He's just like, I just got off a 12-hour shift. I got to come home to this?
Damn, that's rough.
I'm sorry. That's crazy. What would I do? I'd be like, yeah. I'd let her finish, and I'd be like, I got to go. I got to go. I don't know. It depends. Did you have a kid with her? If you had a kid with her, there's a kid there, I'd be like, all right, lady, you need to calm down. You know, you work with it. You got a kid. You don't have a kid with this woman. That's how crazy, bro. You got to go. Just leave her. Leave her be. Not after working 12 hours. He's over here slinging concrete. This is what he got to come home to. He wants to come home to a nice baked apple pie. As he should. I saw this and I thought of my dad. I was like, man, we got to make enough money, Jason, so we can send one of these to my dad.
I've seen somebody do a review on one of these.
This is absolutely bonkers here. Let me do the vertical one.
Except it wasn't.
Because my dad, he has like, it's not like he has, a 20-acre thing. He still has like a whole acre that he has to like, cut and mow and all this good stuff. And I'm thinking, well, what happens if he had just like a controller? And then this thing's like really loud. If he just had a controller and then he could just like mow the grass from his porch. Look at this thing.
They have ones that you can use a controller to program them. And then from that point, they'll just do it themselves.
Yeah. Oh, like a Roomba.
Yeah.
Or something. I was like, oh, this thing's perfect. Now, the problem is it's like $2,000.
Yeah, that one's
Which, honestly, in the grand scheme of thing, I'm like, a John Deere is like $2,000.
You can get them for like $300 to $500.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure if he's going to comment in the chat, he'd be like, bro, I'll just take a riding mower. I don't need the controllers. I don't need but I think that's way cooler, right? Is that not way cooler? You're just mowing your lawn. That's kind of sick. But I get like
pretty sick,
riding
like once
it is
riding it is cool, but like the only way that would be worth it for me is if it learned it and did it itself.
Like a Roomba. I think they even have like you're saying, like, yeah, there's not even a controller necessary. Like, basically, you just put it out there, and it just surveys. And it just, like Roombas, they just kind of run until they run into a wall or a chair, and then they turn, and then they just do it. Like, if you're not cutting it yourself, you don't need it to be like, boop, 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 boop. You just let it do it, and then it might take a little longer as it's getting its zigzag, but eventually it's going to get the whole thing. You know what I mean? So it's like, who cares?
And also those charge with a solar panel on their little dock.
Oh, yeah.
Like they dock themselves, they charge, and then whatever day a week you set it to go out there and do its job, it does it, and then it goes back in. You completely forget it even exists.
No, that's perfect. That's the future. So we're gonna make enough money. We're gonna get you a Roomba lawnmower at some point. Now I saw this and I thought of us because I was thinking, well, I'll ask it after I show you guys. This was a friend group that I guess they said, hey, when I'm dead, I want to make sure that we have one last set of baskets because you know how we always used to shoot hoops. And so they got this guy's coffin shooting hoops, playing with their boy. They're like, we're going to give you a pass. So they're just shooting hoops with their dead boy in the coffin there because he wanted to get some last bucket and assist with his boys there. They're going to let him shoot here. Right here. Boink. He made it! He made it. Goal. So that made me think, okay, that sounds pretty ridiculous, but do we have any like ridiculous requests, at least among us that are here? And then obviously anybody watching this afterwards, you can comment below your ridiculous. Like, is there anything I should know about, like, when you're dead, Jason? Like, is there something specific you're like, oh, bro, when I'm dead, do blank? Do you have like anything off the top of your head?
No, I really don't.
You're just,
to be honest,
like, you're just dead and you're like,
yeah, I don't think I'll be paying much
special
attention
requests.
No.
Nothing. You don't want to like be a bowling ball or like, I don't know, get your ash. Like, I don't know. Do you want ash? Do you want to be buried or like, have you thought of like how you want your body condition to be?
You know, I probably want to be cremated.
So you want cremated. Okay.
And then I'm going to have my ashes mixed in with resin.
And what do you want to be? You want to be something.
Yeah, we're going to be, I'm going to find the most ridiculous thing.
He's like, I haven't decided my creation yet, but you will be a creation.
I'm going to be an Xbox controller, or like I'm going to be something really annoying to make.
Something. Oh, okay. That sounds pretty sweet though. But then it's something you could put on the mantle. I put it above the TV. I'm like, look, guys, there's Uncle Jason right there, always playing games with us, right there.
Don't say that, but yeah, I mean, like, it's a cool idea, but it might scare the shit out of children.
Yeah, I was just thinking, it just popped into my head. I'll just say it because it popped into my head. Obviously, it's ridiculous, but like a Jason coffee mug. The coffee mug's made out of Uncle Jason here. But I don't know. I wouldn't want to be like drinking like your dust bones or whatever. So you ever seen those ones where you can put the pitchers inside?
That's where.
So it's not the cup itself, but you're inside the cup. And then I'm always having a cup of coffee with Jason. But he's dead.
If that's what you enjoy, then you're more
I don't know.
to do that.
I think that sounds ridiculously freaky. I mean, like, wow. But it just popped in my head, so I thought I'd say it. Just giving you ideas to shoot for. Now, I'm thinking as far as I'm going, I feel like I'm on the same page as you. It's like, I'm dead. I really don't care. But this just made me think, is there anything that I could think of just to be like, well, I am dead. So I am of the thought process, too, that I'm already dead. I don't really care. So if you want to turn me into something, I actually think that would be cool. Like I'm thinking something useful, though. Either something useful or something like something good to look at. You know what I mean? Like,
well, I mean,
you know what I mean?
Bodies decompose and stuff. So best you're going to get is a skeleton out of it.
No. I mean, like dust. Turn me into dust.
Oh.
Cremate me, and then take the cremation and make something out of it, or put me in something where it's like either A, useful, like a bowling ball, or B, pretty, like some sort of art sculpture.
Do you want
or something.
Glitter to be mixed in with you?
If that's whoever is gonna have my ashes, whatever you want to look at and be like, that's my dad, you know, because obviously it's gonna be one of my kids, I would assume. Whatever they want to do with it, I'm cool with that, because I don't need my body. What do I need my body no more?
Yeah,
what do I need it for?
It's not working anymore. Like
I'm dead. And honestly, like I'm of the belief that when we get like the whole end times and like in the Bible it says you get resurrected, it's not like, oh man, I gotta have my body. You get a new body. That's what it says in the book. He like creates you a new body. It's like a spiritual sort of thing. So you don't need your body, bro.
Clay figure.
Like it's a new creation. Like he doesn't just go, oh, that's why people thought zombies. Because like thousands of years ago when they were like reading that book, they were like, is he talking about zombies? I'm like, bro, no. You wouldn't get your old body and they just go, oh, he's alive again. It says in there, whole new body. So I don't need mine. I'll get a new one. So do whatever you want with it. But I was thinking as far as like activities go, maybe if we never got to, remember we famously said this was on the old channel. We'll restate it right here. If we ever get this channel, or honestly any one of the channels we do, because we have several channels like all over the place. If we can get any one of my channels to be 1 million subscribers, me and Jason, we will go skydiving. Now, this is the thing.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
If we don't reach 1 million subscribers and I die before then you still got to like take me skydiving.
Half cost.
Yeah, it's half cost. You could just, tuck me into a pocket.
I'm going to do that before cremating you.
No, but then my dead body's like strapped to your back like a book bag guy.
Yeah.
Maybe just like to make it way less, just my skeleton. Just like melt all the skin and muscles and then just the skeleton.
You just kind of have to do it like immediately.
Because honestly, that would make a really cool music video if it was just like a human skeleton on your back and he's like, you know, because it has no muscles or nothing. I don't know how the bones are staying together, but yeah, that'd be kind of cool. But yeah, I guess you're going to have to take me skydiving in my dead body or my ashes, whatever it is. I'll do the same for you. Like if you're gone and we ever reach 1 million posts or whatever, or we just have the opportunity, I'll take your dead ashes skydiving. So just know, either in this life or the next, we're jumping out of an airplane. We're going to be high-speed dirt. We're a dirt torpedo. All right, very nice here. I saw this and I said, dang, I know Garrett was just at Cedar Point. They had, they just flooded, bro. Look at this guy. Or actually, I think this video I have coming next.
People still went?
Yeah, so they're like, oh man, we're going to go. Now, Cedar Point's like a peninsula. They say it's an island. It's not really an island because it is connected in one little part. But I guess this just happened on Monday, and that's when Garrett went there too. So I saw these videos.
While they were there?
While they were there, it rained so hard, and their backup system, the sewage system or whatever, it just couldn't drain it all. So it just piled up to be like a foot high. And I seen this other video here of these guys just swimming in it. And I'm like, oh, that's how you get. Oh,
sewage water is not good.
Yeah, they were like, somebody was like, bro, you should probably go get checked out for like hepatitis or something. Like why would you do that? Like it wasn't like they were all playing in the water. They were full on like swimming on it. Like you could tell their heads are underneath the thing, and it's like, bro, what are you doing?
You open your eyes, you get pink eye instantly.
Yes, instantly. Like dirty. I mean, who does that? That's crazy. Oh, I gotta show you this, Jason. That's crazy. This is so remember I showed you the banana baseball guys?
Yeah.
And they do like baseball, but fun and exciting, and they do all sorts of
backflip catches.
Yeah, and all that crazy stuff. So this is one of the guys. He went on CNN because they were talking about the banana, whatever they're called, banana hammocks. I don't remember what they're called. And so this was their little promo that they shot for it. I'll just play it so you can see what happens.
Is this the maximum volume?
Yeah. It's not really a sound. Wee. This is a professional backflipper.
That reminds me of something.
It does. This boy is like, he does backflips for a living. He's backflipping every day. For some reason, I don't know. He hesitated.
It was probably the lights.
Like, I don't know. But yeah, this was going viral because it's like, bro, this guy falls so flat. Why?
It's happening again.
Why? Why is that? My goodness. Like, he is so calm. He's like, yeah, no big deal. Whoop, blop.
His mic packs on the floor. He's like, oh,
crazy.
Dude, that is crazy.
Those backflip boys. What are they doing over there?
Oops.
Let's see what this one is. I don't even have them loaded up in my Gmail thing like I usually do. Oh, video got banned. That's always good when they get banned. That's how you know they're good.
Time saver.
Oh, that was funny too with that guy. Oh, here's the thing. Okay, what are we at? 11:50. All right, this will be the last thing because we can really be done by midnight. But I saw this video.
Dave's Field Communications.
Shh, don't give me an ad. I saw this video and I said, bro, that's absolutely nuts. Like we've talked before about quantum theory, quantum mechanics, stuff like that. But this guy was talking about parallel universes, and he was saying, like, I'm gonna let him explain it, but basically, they developed something for this as more of a joke. But I downloaded it and I said, I'm gonna use this. And we're going to keep track of this because I think it's like one of the coolest things I've ever heard. But I just thought this was a really cool explanation of... We're not going to watch the whole video because it's 20 minutes long. But I want to watch just the beginning where he starts talking about this theory, and then I'll just take over and talk about the app that they made. So let's take a look at this really cool explanation of parallel universes here.
The Joe Rogan
this guy was on the Joe Rogan Experience.
You've done an amazing job in this book of trying to boil it down for dummies like me, but it's hard. It is a complicated and insanely nuanced subject.
Yeah.
And it's one of those things where it like this many worlds theory.
Many worlds
for
theory.
one example.
That's what he's going to talk about.
Just the possibility that there's like explain that.
Sure.
Explain for people that don't understand what quantum mechanics even means. Give them just like a little bit of that, and then explain many worlds theory.
Yeah, good. This is what I'm here to do. So,
thank you.
You know, an electron.
He looks
electron.
like he knows.
Quantum mechanics should apply to the entire universe, but it becomes unmistakable when you look at little tiny things, right? So we always are talking about electrons or atoms and so forth. An electron has a position, and well, sorry, let me not even say that. Even that was wrong. It's just so hard to correctly talk about quantum mechanics, right? If you were Isaac Newton, before there was quantum mechanics, there was classical mechanics. And basically, quantum mechanics and classical mechanics are the only two big frameworks that have ever existed in physics. You know, classical mechanics was so good that everyone thought that was just right, and it was all a matter of filling the details until quantum mechanics came along and changed things. In classical mechanics, an electron is a point. It has a position, a location in space, and it has a velocity. It's moving somewhere. And from that, you can predict what's going to happen, okay? Quantum mechanics says, no. The electron has a wave function. So there's a wave. You know, sometimes you hear this debate about are things like electrons and photons particles or waves. The answer is that they are waves. And the wave function has this weird property that when you're not looking at it, it's a wave, it's all spread out or it's localized somewhere, but it obeys an equation, the Schrodinger equation. So far, so good, just like regular physics. There's a thing, the wave function, it obeys an equation, the Schrodinger equation. You can predict what's going to happen next. But the weird thing about quantum mechanics is that there's a whole separate set of rules for what happens when you look at the thing. when you observe it, when you measure it.
That's where things get squirrely with people describing it, right?
Yes.
And that's where they want to go woo-woo on you.
It's an opening to be woo-woo, right? When you say, like, what do you mean observe something? Like, does it have to be a conscious being? Can it be a video camera? You know, that's just weird, right?
Is it the act of measuring that changes things?
Well, this is the puzzle, okay? This is what is called the measurement problem of quantum mechanics. That the rules we teach our students at Caltech or anywhere else when we teach them quantum mechanics in their sophomore year of college, the rules say when a system is observed, when it is measured, its state, its wave function changes dramatically, suddenly, and unpredictably.
Now, let me ask you this. How do we know this based on if you're measuring it and it changes? How do we know? Because we didn't measure it before. Like, what observations are we making that we understand the state of it before it's measured without measuring it?
Good. There's a couple of ways. So let me make things even simpler. Forget about where the electron is located and think about the electron is spinning. Right? Okay. The electron is spinning just like the Earth spins. It's really exactly like that. It's like a little spinning top, except when you measure the spin, you can sort of send the electron through a magnetic field and it will get deflected either up or down, depending on whether it's spin up or spin down. You only ever get one of two answers. It's either going up or going down. It's nowhere in between. This is an empirical measured fact, okay? So that's a part of quantum mechanics. That's the quantum fact, that there's discrete set of possible answers to this question. Is it spinning clockwise or counterclockwise? Yes or no. It's just those two possibilities, nowhere in between. So if you have a magnetic field that is oriented vertically, send your electron through it, it gets deflected up, you say, oh, it's spin up. So now I've measured its spin. Now I know what its state is. If I send it through another magnetic field, or oriented vertically, it will always be deflected up every single time. We know what it is. We're going to measure it. Measuring it, in this case, doesn't change it. It's in exactly that state. We know it, okay? Now let's send it through a magnetic field that is oriented horizontally. So it's going to be deflected either right or left. We know exactly what state it's in. It's spinning this way. But when you send it through that magnetic field that's oriented horizontally, it gets deflected left or right 50-50, unpredictably. There's no way we can predict it. And then once it is, so okay, now it's been spinning up, you measured its spin left, let's say, send it through another magnet that is going vertically. And now it's 50-50 again. It could be spin up or spin down. So somehow, even though we knew exactly what state it was in, we couldn't predict what would happen next. That is part of quantum mechanics.
So the act of sending it through these things where it makes it vertical or horizontal, what is happening to it when it's going through these things?
So in quantum mechanics, what we say is that it's not that we don't know whether the electron is spinning clockwise or counterclockwise. It can be in a superposition of both. That's just the spin version of the position of the electron can be spread out in a wave, right? It's truly not just that we are lacking some knowledge. It's that the knowledge really isn't there. And again, this is how we teach quantum mechanics in textbooks. And then I'm going to correct it because Many Worlds is much better. But this is the standard textbook version. There's a wave function. The wave function for a spin is it's either up or down or some combination. And then there's a rule that says when you measure the spin, you only get up or down. You don't see the wave function. Just like the cloud that you have for the electron's position, when you look at it, you see it at a location. So another way to make the same argument is take a little piece of, I have a nice little image of this when I give talks, a little piece of uranium. So it's a radioactive little chunk of metal.
Where do you get uranium?
You put it in a bubble chamber. So it is emitting radioactive particles, and you detect the particles. You can see a little streak of motion when the particle leaves the uranium, okay? Well, like I said, when you're not looking at it, this electron is supposed to obey an equation, the Schrödinger equation. And you can ask what the prediction is when a radioactive nucleus decays and gives off an electron, what is its wave function going to do? What is the wave function of the electron going to be? And the answer is, it goes off in a spherical wave. It goes off in all directions at once.
Evenly.
Yeah, all directions evenly. But you never see that.
Is that roughly based on the shape of the piece of uranium? Does it vary?
No, because the electron gets from one individual nucleus of an atom, right? So what the uranium is doing doesn't matter. It's just that one atom matters. And the easiest thing for the electron to do is just to go out in a sphere. It doesn't have to. It can go out in higher energy states. But the point is, it's not going out in a straight line. But when you look at it, you see a straight line, right? That's the fundamental mystery of quantum mechanics, that how we describe the thing when we're not looking at it is different than what we see when we look at it.
So when
Boom.
you're
So there's
in
quantum
pursuit
mechanics.
of an
So
understanding,
now you have to
deeper
understand that in order to
of quantum
understand his
mechanics.
many worlds theory that he's about to go into now.
When you're thinking about people from the 1900s that are just sort of basically getting the first steps going to understand this stuff, when you're talking about this lack of funding and the lack of encouragement for people to pursue quantum mechanics, you strongly feel like there are answers to these questions.
Yeah, that's right.
That we just need better tools and a better understanding, better equations, more time.
Yeah, me and Einstein think this, right? So Einstein is one of the secret heroes of the book because he has this reputation as someone who just couldn't quite accept quantum mechanics. The title, Something Deeply Hidden, is a quote from Einstein when he was talking about when he was a kid and he had a compass, right? And he was given his first magnetic compass and he could rotate it this way and that way and it always pointed north. And you and I would go, that's cool. But he was Einstein. He's like, wow, this is amazing. Why? How does it know where north is, right? And he said there must be something deeply hidden that explains why it's doing this mysterious thing. And he felt the same way about quantum mechanics, that we gave these set of rules, which are called the Copenhagen interpretation of quantum mechanics. One set of rules for when you're looking at it, one set of rules for when you're not. And Einstein was like, oh, come on. Clearly, this is not the final answer to the nature of reality, right? He wanted to know God's thoughts. He's like, I want to know everything. We're not done yet. There must be more going on. And so many worlds is one of the proposed answers to what could be going on. It's not the only one. There's alternatives, but it's definitely my favorite. It's definitely the easiest one to write down. Let's put it that way.
Okay, so hit us with this many worlds theory.
Hit us.
Okay, so think about this electron. You say that it could be either spin up or spin down. It's a combination of both. That's its wave function. You measure it, you only ever see spin up or spin down. So Copenhagen says that's because the wave function suddenly changed, snapped into place when you observed it. Don't ask me what it means to observe something. That's not what Copenhagen lets you ask.
Okay.
Many worlds says what you're missing is two things. Number one, you're a quantum system. You're obeying the rules of quantum mechanics. You're made of atoms and electrons and so forth. You have a wave function too, okay? So you're secretly treating yourself as a classical thing when you make that measurement, but you really should be treating yourself quantum mechanically, right? That's one thing. And the other thing is something that Einstein invented, namely called entanglement. When quantum mechanics says there's a wave function for a system, it doesn't say there's a separate wave function for every particle, right? It says that there's only one wave function for the whole universe. So the way I like to say it is, imagine two particles come in and bounce off of each other. Either one has a wave function and it's unpredictable exactly what angle it's going to go off at. So both of the particles that go off, you don't know where they're going. But because momentum is conserved, if they came in at equal velocities, they'll go out at equal velocities and in opposite directions. If you measure one, then you know where the other one is going, right? That's entanglement. The observed state of one system can be related to the observed state of another system. So those are the two ingredients. You're a quantum system, and quantum systems can be entangled with each other. So Hugh Everett, who was a graduate student when he invented this idea in the 1950s, said, look, when you measure that electron...
So you applied for a new job?
No, don't listen, everybody. Don't listen. No, don't listen. He's about to be done here.
What happens physically? Like, forget about you're a person, you're conscious, all of that BS. Like, you're a physical system, you obey the Schrödinger equation. You are a quantum mechanical system, you obey the laws of physics. So you look at the electron, your wave function changes. It used to be you're just a person doing whatever you do, but then after you look at the electron, you become entangled with it. And it splits. So there is one part of the wave function that says the electron was spinning clockwise and you measured it spinning clockwise. And there's another part of the wave function that says the electron was spinning counterclockwise and you saw it spinning counterclockwise. Now, everybody knows this. Like, that far, it's not controversial at all. That's clearly the prediction of the equations of quantum mechanics.
That's how it works.
But everyone else said, well, that means that I'm some weird combination of I saw it spinning one way and I saw it spinning the other way, but I've never felt that way. When I look at real electrons, I see them one way or the other. That can't be right. That can't be the final answer. The wave function must somehow collapse. And Everett said, no, what you're missing is there's now two separate worlds. Both of those part of the wave function are real, but they're different worlds. They will never interact with each other again. What happens in one part of the wave function will not affect what happens in the other part. So now there's a version of you that saw the electron spinning clockwise, and there's another version of you that saw it spinning counterclockwise. And that's just taking seriously the prediction of quantum mechanics. It's not adding any extra stuff, any extra worlds, anything like that.
That is the part where my brain broke.
All right.
The idea
And
that
you had me until that very last part.
Clockwise, and a you that observes it going in a different direction. Like, that is so hard to understand. Do you apply this in your regular life? Like, do you think, like, when you go home and you say hi to your wife and you open up the refrigerator, do you think of yourself as this quantum being that's existing in this super state?
So, I mean, there's a couple of answers to that. One is, sure, if I think about it, like, I really do believe it. I have a chapter in the book, which my editor resisted at first, but then he let me get away with it, which is a dialogue between a young philosopher and her father, who is a physicist. And the father is skeptical about all this philosophical nonsense, and she tries to explain how many worlds works to him. And at the end, his last question is, do you really believe this? Are you really taking this seriously? And look, that's a perfectly good question. It's a very respectable question, because it is, many worlds, it's not crazy or weird or bizarre, but it's certainly very, very far away from our everyday experience, right? So what it's asking you to do is to say, I have these equations. They are really, really good at fitting what I do observe in the world and making predictions. I can build a Large Hadron Collider, etc. I will take them seriously even for things that I can't directly observe, because they're the best equations I have, right? Until a better set of equations come along, I will believe these equations. And the implication of that is, there's a whole bunch of worlds, like a huge number, like a real, humongously, unimaginably big number, maybe an infinite number, maybe finite, we don't know, of different copies of you, and they're being created all the time. The good news is that it doesn't really affect how you go through your life. It doesn't really imply that you should behave any differently than you would if you just lived in one world.
But do you think of each choice that you
All
make?
Right. Now, for the next 10 minutes, he's going to explain this app. I'll just do a quick version of it. So he says, well, there's actually a way you can sort of measure this, because they made an app for it, where, like he's saying, every time you make a decision, in this case, it was an observation, right? Like, I'm going to observe this thing, and it's going to be always in two states. And that's the disconnect most people have, is like, you're a quantum system too. Like, you can't just observe this, this particle's quantum, but I'm totally not quantum. Like, that's where quantum mechanics is, it completes the whole circle. It's like, well, then you have to be quantum too, because you're just made up of the same things that you're looking at.
Right.
So if things are doing things and we're not predicting, well, then that means, like he's saying, when something exists, it always exists in two states, whether it's left or right, up or down, or whatever it is. And it's only once we observe it that we realize it's going one way or another. But for a moment in time, it was doing both. And then once you make that observation, well, that moment in time still happened. But like you said, you never really interact with, these things never happen where it's like, where they can ever come back together again. So it's not like, oh man, there's a million me's out there, nothing I do matters. You know what I mean? Like,
it's
you'll
almost
never
like
interact with that.
It's always going to be infinitely far away.
Yeah. So, but he said that, and I found it from this thing. He's like, there's an app you can download, and what it will do is it'll put out hang on, I'm going to fast forward it so I can get the name of it again. Of course, there's another ad. I just need the ad because I realize it's on my phone, and Jason's using my phone as a camera, so I can't take my phone.
Right.
But
continuity.
Because it's a really good camera.
Making a decision is what branches the wave function of the universe. I guess that's the right thing to say.
Good, because I want to stop all woo.
Choices create different universe. If you agree ahead of time, basically a version of measuring the spin of
It's called Universe Splitter?
Universe Splitter. There it is. Okay. So there's this app called Universe Splitter, and it costs $1.99, but I honestly thought, I said, you know what? I feel like this is worth $1.99. And so what happens is, I'll just look at the wiki here. Oh, this ain't it. That's a video game. That's a video game called Universe Splitter app. All right. I want the actual explanation. Oh, let's let AI do it, I guess.
I guess.
All right. All right. So what it does is it connects to a quantum device that is in, I think it was in Sweden. I can't remember. They're not giving me all the details here, but it's an app. This is why it costs $1.99, because it actually is connected to a lab that spits out a photon at a mirror, and then that photon's path is reflected or transmitted, and it determines which of the two choices is presented to the user. So what you do in this app is you present the app two choices. Let's say I'm going to have Burger King or I'm going to have McDonald's. You put in the two choices you have into the app, and then you press you press to have this photon send out, and it's going to tell you, based on if it's reflected one way or another, basically which universe you're in, right? It's almost like a pre-decision maker thing, right? And I was like, oh, that's really cool. But the really, really cool thing is it tracks every decision you've ever made, every decision you've put into this app, right? So remember how we're talking about ripple effects and like how your decisions like affect everything, like 10 years from now, it could have been a decision you made like 10 years ago and whatever. And I thought, how cool would it be to be able to see every decision I made? I was like, dude, this is the greatest thing that's ever been. But this is I guess this is the crazy part. You'll see every time you made a decision, there's another universe that was you making the other one. But you'll never know how that turned out. You know what I mean? You can't pop in and be like, hey, how would it have been if I went to Burger King instead of McDonald's?
If that's the case, then it would have to also... This is where you have a problem. So it can't have a butterfly effect. It has to fit the waveform that your quantum system is on.
Well, by butterfly effect, just meaning like, because I went to McDonald's...
I get that, but there's only one way that you would be making a choice of McDonald's or Burger King today and making some deeper decision later on. And that's because it went the way that it did.
Yeah.
And if the decision is large enough to change your life, then those two pathways still have to end up the same, like linearly, parallel.
Well, no, because like, I mean, that's the thing is, oh, here's like a picture of like all the decisions you make, right? And I was like, oh, that's beautiful, because like every decision you didn't make, that's a tree that you don't get to see. So you just see like, do I paint a picture or do I take a picture? Do I ride my bike or do I drive my car? Do I take guitar lessons or take piano lessons? Do I take my time? Do I rush like crazy?
You're saying that each one of these is brand new.
This is how it works. Like in one universe, I will now, and they're saying, ride a bike or paint a picture. In another universe, I will play it safe. So then you'll hit split universe. It runs the photon, hits the mirror, and then it tells you it went one way or another. And then you're supposed to stick with that one. So, right. So then you're like, okay, well, I'm going to go with that one. It's almost like I guess you could think of it as like a magic 8-ball as well. But the thing is, if you stick with that decision, then you will have a tree. You can build a tree of all the decisions. Now, obviously, are you going to put in every single decision you ever need to make all throughout the day? There'd be, I mean, it's infinite. You don't have a thing. But this is the thing. It tracks. Look at this. You'll see your multiverse statistics. How many times you split the universe. It'll track that. And then it also has the estimated universes created based on everyone else that has this app that's been splitting the universe. So I said, dang. And I guess some people, they get freaked out by it. So there's an option to not keep track of that. Because it breaks their brain. They're like, I've split the universe. Like, it sounds crazy to say, like, I've split the universe 1,000 times or something. But honestly, that sounds sick as hell. So I didn't start it yet. I downloaded it, but I will start it, like, maybe tomorrow. I just want to announce it on this show first. And then, like, I would like to just bring it up on the show every now and then. But, like, all right, let's take a look at my path so far and just see where it was. So I think this is really, really sick. I can't wait to start playing with this, because there's all sorts of things where I think like we were just talking about this with Zachary the other day. We're like, man, if my band Epic Disappointments didn't play that random crack house we did one time, literally, we played inside of a crack house, we would have never met Zachary. If we didn't meet Zachary, we wouldn't have played the Loving Touch show where he ended up meeting this other band, Society, that he's in, and then we wouldn't have met this guy when we played the one show with Society over there, and then blah, blah, blah. And now we're fast-forwarding it to all hanging out at Zachary's house last weekend, playing Sleazy Evan. You know what I mean? It's like each decision to be made creates a path. Right. And you won't see the universe where we didn't play the crack house or the universe where we didn't meet Zachary or things like that. But just to be able to see, like, oh, man, look at the path we made with all the decisions.
Do they count ones that, like Burger King versus McDonald's as splitting the universe, or are they just like...
Every decision you make is a split universe.
Like, to the same magnitude, because that's...
The reason why the universe is split is because of the photon. It's the photon's fault that the universe is split. It's not like you making a decision right now in your brain, but because you're doing this thing that creates a real life split. Because remember, anytime something happens, it either goes one way or another, right?
Right.
And it observes it and it says, yeah, it went reflected. So you caused the universe to split by using this app. It's not because your decision splits it, even though your decision does technically split it in your own way, but because you caused this photon to be observed, you split the universe. Because, remember, a photon can exist in both states.
Right.
So you did that.
So however many people download this app was like, we're about to take the Hadron incident and just turn it into a real mess.
It's so like, just in this picture, it says 50, what is that? 536 million different universes have been created just from this app being used. 536 million.
Your split's 29.
And then it'll show you how many universes you split.
That's crazy because, like, at what point does so much creation... So the part that's weird about this, one of the many, you're saying the decision itself splits photons. How many? A whole bunch, probably, right? You know, like...
Well, it's supposed to do one.
I'm just saying that's not possible. There's like, if you're going to believe in this theory, then you have to believe, like, all of the atoms that are making up your waveform are, you know, going this way or that way, you know, like, and that's even to say, who says that you didn't just vaporize right then and there?
Oh, maybe. I think that's just because they're saying it's an either or state, right? So the quantum, like, it's either doing this or doing that. So there's only two states that it can be in.
Well,
so that's why they're saying it can only be that. So within seconds, it's supposed to say it'll report to you which of the two universes you're in. By taking a different action in each, you cause these previously identical universes to diverge, to then split. So it's realistic. It says
that's crazy, but also
it's like, this is not a joke. This is not a joke. It's real. Okay, you're splitting universes, people. You just don't understand. But and it's infinite. It
now,
says you can do it as much
instead
as you
of
want.
being all of these different locations where people are already making decisions, now we're funneling all those decisions into one location with this one particular photon spot.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Is like, technically, there's all sorts of these happening just
all the time,
constantly. But this is at least measurable.
Yeah,
where
this
you could
is
say,
measurable and happening at one location, like versus being spread out over a whole
the entire globe.
Yeah. Do you not think that
Where
that's
is
like
this
some demon portal potential?
Oh,
there?
maybe we're like actually fueling this thing.
They're like,
here.
yeah, you know, the Hadron couldn't do it. You know, like all these decisions and all these possible. We shot a lot of particles.
It's in Switzerland.
Let's try get.
This particle thing is in Switzerland. It's at the ID Quantiqui, certified by the National Meteorology Institute of Switzerland.
Isn't that supposed to be really close to the Hadron? Which was also supposed to be in,
is it?
In some sort of...
Are we controlling the Hadron?
It was supposed to be in some kind of biblical / and like ancient civilization type location too.
That's crazy, dude. That's nuts, man.
Like,
I didn't know.
If you look
Maybe
at
it is
the
close.
underground thing, it's like there's this huge actual symbol in the ground.
Yeah. No. So we're going to see that. So if you guys are interested, just download it. It's $1.99. I think that's completely worth it. And Then you can make your own decision trees, and we can be like, wow, look at all these crazy decisions.
Become master of many universes. Did you know that?
Isn't that crazy? I can't wait.
What are the actual implications of that? You're responsible now.
You did this.
Yeah, you think being a father was a big deal? Now you gotta take
You're a universe creator.
Take responsibility for that. Why don't you? Great. Now we're gonna have other universes being like,
now I gotta take care of all these universes.
You owe us child support.
Oh dang!
Not me.
That's too much money, bro.
Fuck, man.
Too poor.
Universe. Oh no.
Oh, Cheyenne made it. You're super late. Yes, you are super late, but that's okay because we were just having a short little show. Because I want to be Mr. Consistent, but I just can't. My life makes me inconsistent. That's the problem. But we did start at 10:30, mind you, not 10:30. I thought that was pretty good. That's not too bad. I do appreciate you coming in here. But we're actually done 12:30. Not bad. What's the time? An hour and 59 minutes. 2 hours. That's pretty good.
That was almost perfect.
Almost perfect. Pretty good. Pretty good. I wanted to talk about this because I think this is something like I'm just super interested in, and I'm
wild.
I couldn't have just been like, hey, there's this app. You guys, if you didn't know about quantum mechanics, first you need to know about that, then you need to know about many worlds theory, and then you got the app.
Yeah,
so
and you're
that
probably
took 20
gonna
minutes.
have to rewind this.
Yeah, you're gonna have to go back.
Yeah, and like, oh, what was the name of that? Oh, what was happening? Oh, like all of the.
I mean, that's the thing. If quantum mechanics was like, oh, this is the easiest thing in the world, you know what I mean? It's like, this is the reason why it's such a specialty in physics, and you have to go for like years and years of school.
It's like, have you ever seen the memes of that one movie where they're like, oh, yeah, look at him, but listen to me? Now,
no, that's funny though.
Yeah. It was just this whole thing. If you know it, you know it. That's what this feels like.
Yeah.
Now we got a whole bunch of people splitting universes.
We're gonna split universes.
Looking at that screen, but splitting that universe.
It's gonna be fantastic. Cheyenne, you got to go back though and my dad too, because you guys missed it at the towards the, I don't know, let's say 15-minute mark. I don't remember. I played a song that I made for Sleazy Evan, not for Epic Disappointments, because it's a little sleazier, and it's called Speedway, and you guys should check that out. My Speedway song. When I re-record the vocals and I want to mess with the EQs a little bit, I'll make the actual music video. I'll post it on Sleazy Evan's page. But for now, you can listen to that and check that out because I thought it was pretty cool, pretty nifty. I'm going to try to get sponsored by Speedway, and they're going to be like, wow, this is like the greatest thing we've ever seen. So that's the idea. But as far as that goes, 12:26, we're doing fantastic on time. I'm excited to be done on time. Thank you, Cheyenne. Thank you, my dad. Play it now. They're here. All right, you know what? I like the song so much, I'm going to play it again.
It was pretty good.
It's my show. I'll do whatever I want. I guess there are no rules, are there? All right, everybody, prepare yourself. This is Sleazy Evans. Or Sleazy Evan. There's no S. I asked Mario, I was like, is it Sleazy Evans? Like plural? He's like, no, it's one guy named Sleazy Evan. I said, got it. Sleazy Evan. Mario's songs are a lot more punk than mine. This is my version of being more punk than Epic Disappointments. Even though Zachary heard it and he's like, it sounds like an Epic Disappointment song. I'm like, no, it's sleazier. And it's fun. Epic Disappointment's all serious. It's all serious. It's all emotional. It's all like feelings and trauma and stuff. You know what I mean? Like, this is just fun. Just having fun. And that's the thing with Sleazy Evan. It's raw, fun, sleazy. Take a listen. This is the Speedway song.
Everybody, it's time to go to the best gas station in the world. I'm feeling hungry, and I know a place that we gotta go. They got all the food and drinks that you could possibly ever need, and it's big bite time loaded up. Mayo, pickle, chili and cheese, a caribou special is all I need. There's never any onions.
Wish I can get the thing to get off the screen.
Onions. They have everything you ever need. Run away to Speedway. It's the only place I want to be right now. I'm feeling thirsty, and I know trick. You could get a Slurpee, but I think I'm getting coffee. But not just regular coffee. I'm getting iced coffee. Yeah, I am getting iced coffee.
I just realized I wasn't showing the music video I have. There's a music video.
It's the only place I want to be right now.
That's the Caribou Special right there.
Everybody, we're all going to Speedway. We're on our way. We're on our way to Speedway. They have everything you ever need. We're on our way to Speedway. It's the only place I want to be right now.
Speedway. I couldn't get the damn thing to get out of the way for the words. I don't know what the hell that's about. But yeah, there's my Speedway song. So we love Speedway. We're going to try to get free food by them if we can. I want to like make this, like I said, I want to EQ it a little bit better. I want to re-record the vocals because I was just doing the vocals in the house when Jason was sleeping. So I was trying to be a little quiet. I want to go in the car and kind of like let it out. And then I want to post it to Sleazy Evan and tag Speedway and be like, we love Speedway. Sponsor us. Sleazy Evan. It'd be fantastic.
Pretty epic.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. Saw the band page. Thank you. Yeah, now that's the thing is I realized, man, I'm starting a whole new band page. I got to like do stuff to grow the following because the Epic Disappointment, we got like 700 followers, but you know, you're starting from nothing. So I was like, damn, how do I get more followers? So I just started like adding communities, like different like punk communities and stuff like that. I've been like posting in there, got some from that, and then I realized I should add my friends. But the problem is Cheyenne and my dad, it's a secret band. So like we're not telling Garrett, we're not telling Dylan. So I can't add anybody that's related to Dylan or Garrett in some sort of way, like they're friends and stuff. And I'm not posting it on my page because I want them to not hear about this until we play a show together. And I want to like get their reaction and everything. It'd be really funny.
Really surprise the hell out of them.
I do. I want to surprise the hell out of them with this thing. I want them to be like, whoa, what the hell? I want them to, it would be awesome to be like, get Sleazy Evan to get such a following that we, as Epic Disappointments, have to open for Sleazy Evan. So then when we come up to Garrett and Dylan, we'll be like, yeah, we got this gig. And we can open for Sleazy Evan. They're gonna be like, who's Sleazy Evan? I'm like, bro, I don't know. They're just this punk band that's like blowing up right now. They're raw, fun, and sleazy, dude. I don't know. They sound like our kind of dudes, you know? And they'll be like, oh, that's so cool. And then, you know, we'll all show up to the show and it's gonna be like packed because everybody's there for Sleazy Evan. And they're gonna be like, wow, these guys must be really sick, right? And then we'll play our gig as Epic Disappointments and everything. And then they'll be like, all right, and now we have Sleazy Evan. And then me and Mario and Zachary go on stage and they're gonna be like, what? You're Sleazy Evan? Yeah. And then we that'd be really cool. So that's what we're trying to do here. So now I got to try to grow the following all by scratch. I think we're up to like 12 now, 12 or 13 followers here. So slow and steady will win the race. I'm already a top contributor of Speedway because I like and comment on all Speedway's posts. We're going to get them. I'm telling you, me and Mario are like, we will get these freaking guys. It'll be pretty awesome. Very nice. Oh, Garrett texted you out of the blue. Oh, see, honestly, there was a portion where we're all missing you. We're like, where the hell's Cheyenne? Where is she? I haven't seen her. Where's she commenting? So glad to see you back around here. That's gonna be pretty awesome. It's stuck in your head now. That's good. That's good. The chorus is meant to be catchy. Honestly, that was the first thing I caught. I came up with was "We're on our way to Speedway." That was how I created the song, and I was like, now I built everything around that, and I was like, no, Speedway's gonna love this. So we're gonna see how that goes. That'll be fantastic. All right,
sights are set.
That's the end of the show. We're done. Jason, thanks for another week. Cheyenne and my dad, thanks for hanging out in the chat. Lurkers, always welcome. Thanks for not participating, as always, but you're still always welcome, and we appreciate you. We will see you guys next time. Good day. We're out of here. I'm sorry, everyone. The show's over, but we thank you for joining us. Thank you for your time. We're out of here.
You what?
Good day.
Are you ready?